Hey, this is the National Treasure, Nick Aldis, and I am recommending that you go to savewithconrad.com for all your home buying needs. Not only would I recommend Save with Conrad to friends and co-workers, I have many times already. If I know that they're house hunting, my first recommendation to them always is get in touch with Conrad. His team are the real deal, and they will be straight up with you and do everything they can to get you in that house.
NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Woo!
At savewithconrad.com.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett, First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner, Barton, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and friends thought they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off center stage. Bischoff, Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette, Champ, Vinnie, Matt, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules can't pass. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a chair. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I thought we were on ad-free shows. I never know what we're doing, you and me.
Are we not?
I don't care where we are. I just having a great time with you, buddy.
I'm having a great time with you. And yes, of course, we are here for a Patreon exclusive to adfreeshows.com.
Courtesy of
Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view. Can you believe this is finally here? We have talked about this shit show of a pay-per-view since we started our podcast, Tony, and we're finally doing it.
Well, really sucks.
What, the show?
The show, yes.
Oh, it's one of the worst piece of shit pay-per-views of all time.
Yeah, I am so excited to watch the Bushwhackers again in their match against the Bolsheviks or whomever it was, and it was the Iron Sheik and the other half, the Bolsheviks.
No, so, you're not looking forward to that.
No, because I read the reviews on it, and from what I read, it is not only a bad match, it could be the worst match of all time.
Oh,
that's what I'm excited about.
We're doing something a little different today, Tony Tone. Yeah. We're not watching the WWE Network. We're not watching the Impact Plus app. We're watching a goddamn YouTube. So we hope that you can see what we're doing here. We're going to post a link below on adfreeshows.com. We don't own this, but the NL Wrestling Archive channel on YouTube has it here. And we're going to try to do our little layer on layer gimmick bullshit window here that Stan Morris thinks he's got figured out. You know, who'd he ever beat? But still, you can watch this on YouTube, or you can probably, maybe, hypothetically, watch it along with us. Of course, we're not just doing audio for these shows anymore, Tony. We're doing video. Has it changed your preparation at all, Tony, to know that we're now on video?
Yes, I tried to comb my hair more.
Really?
And I took a shower today.
Oh, well, it was wash day. You've told me before. It's been well established that Wednesday is wash day.
Wash day. Yeah, we like to wash on Wednesdays.
Well,
and I like to wash right before Thanksgiving because I like to be clean when we have members of the family come over. By the way, social distancing, mask, and only 9, not 10. So don't anybody call the police department to come to my house for Thanksgiving. Say, there are too many people in the Schiavone house. If you do, we go, fuck you up.
Now, who is we? You going to sick Matt and Chris on them?
No, I'm gonna get me. I'll get on them. Two things you don't fuck with. Wait, going me. Two things you don't fuck with. You don't fuck with my dog. You don't fuck with my baseball glove. 3 things. You don't fuck with my house nor my job. 4 things. Four things you don't fuck with.
What about me? Can they fuck with me?
Well, I'm not in Huntsville, Alabama, and if anybody would be fucking around with you, you may have deserved it.
Well, that's hurtful.
Really, it's hurtful.
Yeah, I have feelings.
Really.
They're under my protective karate fat, but I have them. Ladies and gentlemen, fire up your YouTube. As we're watching this will be fun to see how this grows. Cause I don't know how many people are going to brave this with us. There's 4,138 views. It's been up there for like 2 years.
Wow.
It's the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view from October 10th, 1999. Tony, why don't you give us a quick countdown? And when you say play, we'll press play and we'll watch the world's worst pay-per-view. And I want to give you a heads up. I'm going to come in hot tracking it.
Stand by. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Track it.
Here, that's a nice tuck. Does it come in men's sizes? That's right. You're looking at King Kong Bundy, the greatest super heavyweight in the history of this sport. And I'm going to put a big exclamation heavyweight what?
Now, are they fighting over the last turkey leg? What's going on here? Oh, wait, we can track this open.
Okay,
let's see how
yeah,
that
man.
Heroes of Wrestling. Two-time WWF champion, the former Yokozuna. The Animal Steel. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. King Kong Bundy. Sheik the Snake Rocker. Captain Lou Albano. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Luke and Butch. Formerly the Bushwhackers. Nikolai Volkoff. So many more. A one-time only mega event. Heroes of Wrestling. Live from Casino Magic Sunday, October 10th. Only on pay-per-view.
Yikes.
How about this production?
The
Black
voiceover
Cabin.
guy is the old Turner voiceover guy, by the way.
Oh yeah, and he sounded great. What was his name?
I don't know, dipshit one. I don't know who he was.
What a rib this is. We're just watching the direct TV instructions to order the goddamn pay-per-view now. Oh, it's a little tribute
The
to
Mississippi Gulf Coast, 30 years ago, was nearly blown off the map by Hurricane Camille. Since then, the Mississippi Gulf Coast has become one of America's premier resort destinations. And in just a short time, live from the jam-packed Casino Magic, a fury that could match that of Hurricane Camille just may erupt once again. For tonight, live, the mega event wrestling fans have been waiting for finally arrives. Legendary grudge matches will finally be settled in the Heroes of Wrestling.
Dun, 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 dun. Get you fired up, doesn't it?
No. How long is this fucking
Good
opening?
evening, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and welcome to a historic night, the Heroes of Wrestling. Are you ready for an explosive night of wrestling? Nothing like it.
You can literally see some Meemaw savings going up in fire right there.
2,000 are jammed in here at the Casino Magic in Bay St.
2,000.
Louis, Mississippi, and they understand just how exciting this one's going to be. Randy Rosenblum with the dirty guy, Dutch Mantel.
That's me.
Dirty, this is going to be an unbelievable night for the Heroes of Wrestling.
First of all, let's go with this. This is going to be an historical night for wrestling fans all over the world tonight. A lot of the stars that they haven't seen in recent years are all assembled here tonight for a one night only pay-per-view. It's going to be a great one. We're going to lead off tonight with the Samoan Swat.
I wonder how much what Dutch is saying is just really tongue-in-cheek fun. Like, one night only, folks. No shit. Look at that crowd, right?
I don't know.
You haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, no shit. I wonder why.
Greg Valentine and George the Animal Steel. Holy shit-a-moly. That's going to be a barn burner. And what else we got? That's
Beauty
the Beast.
and the Beast. Ugh.
Beauty versus the Beast grudge match. Okay.
Who could forget old Julio Fantastico?
Yeah.
Too Cool Scorpio doing his thug thizzle.
I can't even read the font because of my YouTube here.
Yeah. Well, what they did is they apparently bootlegged a bootleg here to upload it. I love that this is a direct VHS ripoff to the point that this motherfucker
Needs tracking.
not just tracking, just the for ordering information. Please call customer service extension number 732. Now,
God.
hey, listen now, Stan Lane and Tully Blanchard.
Mm.
That would have been badass in 1990. We'll see how good it is 9 years later.
I want to ask Tully next time I see him how much he got paid for this.
Oh God, can you imagine? One man gang and Abdullah the Butcher. Someone must take a bump. Who will it be? Stay tuned.
Wow, man, this is we're talking about all the historical figures. Cowboy Bob Orton and Jimmy Flew. Good God.
Somebody's getting hepatitis or murdered or both.
Can
you imagine Jake the Snake and the Anvil Neidhart? By the way, these matches don't exactly come off like this, by the way.
Right. There was, they had to do some improvising on the fly, right?
Yes. There's some situations that need to be addressed.
And unfortunately, here's Yokozuna King Kong Bundy, which is your main event. Unfortunately, they didn't go as planned because of Jake Roberts' condition, which is really sad to watch. But there's good news out of that, and that is he's bounced back. You want to go back to these great two announcers?
Sure. Why not? Let's track it.
To the square circle. And
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casino Magic, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, where tonight legendary grudge matches will be settled once and for all. So throw down your toys and get out of the sandbox. Playtime's over, because tonight somebody's going to get their ass whooped tonight in here.
Yay, baby.
Coming to the ring first, from the island of Samoa, accompanied with manager Paul Adams, Batu, and Samu, the Samoan SWAT team at a combined weight of 650 pounds.
So now Marty Jannetty is from the island of Samoa. Those Tommy Rogers.
Yeah. I'm going to open up Dynamite next week. Somebody go get their ass whipped in here tonight.
What was the whole put away your sand toys? What?
No, I don't know. That was CRISPR, whomever he is, coming up with his own catchphrase that he wanted to probably wanted to.
Instead of let's get ready to rumble it, somebody's going to get their ass whooped.
Right. Who the fuck is this?
Fucking goof.
Who the fuck is this? This is not the Samoan SWAT team. This is their manager.
He don't even look Samoan.
Oh, this is
track it.
Guys with a bad attitude. Batu and Samu. Yeah, they're talking it up as we're about to begin the first.
By the way, I want to mention Darren Drozdoff was paralyzed 5 days before this at the Nassau Coliseum in a SmackDown taping. He was 30 years old when D'Lo Brown dropped him on his goddamn head. And then the next day, Gorilla Monsoon died at his home in New York. And 4 days later, as we've always heard, tragedies come in threes. This pay-per-view aired.
Well, they also had, and they had it in the open. They didn't mention it, but they had the visual that Gordon Soley would be doing this, and that didn't happen either.
Well, he was supposed to announce the show, but he had major health problems that worsened over the past 2 weeks. At this point, he could no longer speak and gave the word that he didn't even think he could fly in to wave. So they made the announcement about Soley's health so the audience would know, or there was talk of making an announcement, but the promotion nixed the idea. I guess they wanted to respect his privacy, but yeah, it would have been cool to see him here, but they go to Ted DiBiase and ask him to fill in for him. But when that doesn't work, they land dirty Dutch. Let's hear what this fucking goof has to say.
Of the food chain, the SSP, go to Biloxi, Mississippi for the Heroes of Wrestling.
He said SSP.
For the
Samoan SWAT team.
Yeah, but he said P, not T. P as in Paul.
Maybe it's super sweet pussy.
We've got Tommy Rogers, and basically here's how the deal's going to go down. Since
I heard if you eat too much of that, you get cavities. Isn't that what happened to you?
That's why I go to see Dr. Britt Baker on a regular basis.
All right, track it.
have to come out and live vicariously through all their big hero wrestlers, because basically none of you have a pair big enough to get in here and fight and combat and take on two guys like this yourselves. I understand you'd have to drink about a 12-pack of liquid courage before you'd ever even entertain the idea of coming in here and fighting these two men. Not to mention
Fans are
myself.
not happy about the fact that it's been announced that it's Biloxi. It's Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and the fans are even more up in arms.
Bring on down those two sacrificial lads, and I'll let you introduce them, because quite frankly, I'm not going to waste my time mentioning their names again.
God, that's one of the worst promos in the history of wrestling.
Jesus, he kept trying to think of cliches, and
it's terrible.
Do you have it even listed what his name is anywhere?
Let me see if I can find it. Dude, he was awful.
Yeah, man.
It was really bad. It didn't require me going back and starting over. Wait, is that Paul Adams?
I don't know. I wouldn't even know Paul Adams to see him walk down the street.
Let's go with Paul Adams, because you said he called himself SSP, right?
He said SSP, yeah.
Paul Adams.
Okay.
Heroes of Wrestling. You think I can find him?
Oh, I know you can. He didn't know he was in Bay St. Louis. He thought he was in Biloxi.
Yep. Paul Adams. Found it. Paul Adams.
What's Paul Adams doing now?
Not cutting promos.
No.
How about Tommy Rogers? Looking like $1 million here.
Yeah, Tommy looks good, man.
Yeah. He's dead now.
I know. When did he pass away?
A handful of years ago, not that long. He died in Hawaii though, so he went out on top. You know what I mean? He died June 1st, 2015. He was 5'9", 220 pounds. That's kayfabe weight, probably about 190.
You know, you've been to Hawaii, haven't you, or have you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wasn't that thrilled with it.
Well, you can't go to the goddamn Holiday Inn. You know, you gotta go.
I didn't, man. We had a nice hotel. We were in Maui. We had a very nice hotel.
I recommend the Four Seasons there.
Okay.
I prefer it to the Ritz-Carlton.
I would as soon go to Grand Cayman.
Oh, well, here's the deal. The flight to Hawaii sucks.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, by the time I got there, I'm thinking, what the fuck are we doing?
Now, just as a frame of reference, we're seeing Marty Jannetty here. This is before he tried to have sex with his daughter, but after he killed the gay guy at the bowling alley. Just want to give everybody a frame of reference, timeline wise, where we are. He's bouncing around for pretty good for a guy with a jacked up ankle.
Yeah. So, he's between jobs here is what you're saying.
Well, he was coming and going all the time with the WWE. He was hired and fired there more than Bruce Pritchard.
Wow. So we got one. Let's count how many cameras they got. They got one.
Yep. The hard cam.
The hard cam. Staying on that. Director doesn't have to do much. I don't know what that was. Oh, the Casino Magic sign popped up. They got it right on the apron of the ring. Still got that hard cam. We'll call that camera one.
Oh, and you see Marty Jannetty trying to get all 12 of these fans into it. I'm being a dickhead. They've got like 2,300 papered fans here. Mm-hmm. I heard the gate on this was $17. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's another camera. There's camera 2.
Yep.
I think, and there's camera 1.
How many cameras do you think they need, bud?
Well, I just wanted to see how many they afford. That's the same camera, I think.
Yeah. So
I think this is a 2-camera shoot. I'm
good with it.
And the reason I think it's a 2-camera shoot is that that's probably 3. I would say 3 cameras now.
Do you think Bay St. Louis is a union town?
No. Have you been to Bay St. Louis?
Fuck no. Okay, St. Louis is a city that has a population of 13,515 fans.
Okay.
Apparently, there were some Native Americans there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're running a show in a casino.
I got it.
You probably get a good deal renting an arena in a casino, though, because they hope that people book rooms and stay there and gamble their life savings, right?
Yeah. I'm confused here. I know one of these guys is Fatu. Who's the other one?
Samu. Yeah.
For some reason, he has a Mongo look to him there.
That's racist.
Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yeah.
There's camera.
Oh, have you seen his new show on Disney?
You sent me the
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Yeah. With
I heard
Pepe and Toe.
I heard it was the sequel to Macho Mandalorian.
Wow. First of all, in the I got some real serious questions about this. We got a 3-camera shoot. The lighting is terrible. Of course, we're watching the VHS version. I get that.
How old's the referee?
Man, I don't know. He looks
like Jim Hurd.
looks as old as Scott Armstrong is now. But
what is it with everybody who works for WWE? You have a comment about, and it's always negative.
I don't have negative comment about everybody for WWE. I certainly do like Charlotte. Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, she's family, right?
I guess.
So this is not a Herb Abrams production.
No, Herb Abrams is like fucking dead here.
Okay, Herb Abrams is dead here. All right, I'm just getting my facts straight here.
Herb Abrams died in July of '96 in the back of a cab covered in baby oil, high on cocaine.
Wow.
I mean, not a cab, a police car. My apologies.
So who was the promoter for this? Who's the one that came up with this idea?
Boy, that's a great question.
I mean, someone had to one day say, you know what? I know what we can do. We'll have all the legends of wrestling have one big show that are not on TV right now. And who can we get? And who can we promote? And who can we book? And who's going to sell the tickets? And who's going to go out and put out the posters? And who's going to do all of our media? And who's going to be booking it? And who's going to be producing? I mean, you got to have a pretty, I guess you don't have to, but you should have a pretty big staff. There's Bill Burr standing up.
The promoter's name was Billy Stone.
Billy Stone. Mm-hmm.
He was a former president of the Virginia-based Fostone Productions. And he spent a little time working for CBS Sports. During the 90s, he produced a lot of pay-per-views with combat sports.
Hmm.
What's your other favorite Billy Stone event?
It would be Heroes of Wrestling 2.
Just so you know, the goal of this was to sell 41,000 pay-per-views. There's a potential pay-per-view audience of 41 million, but if they could just do 41,000, it would be profitable enough for them to continue.
Okay.
And our man Billy Stone here watched wrestling as a kid, but had no knowledge of the inner workings of the business. So he recruited a booker. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Mike Lombardi. You know Mike.
Yeah.
Promoter of Northeast Wrestling.
Okay.
Says he was asked by Sid Vicious to get involved. Stone had approached Sid either indirectly or directly to be the main event of the pay-per-view, according to Lombardi. But then, of course, Sid got signed by WCW and he's out. Lombardi was tasked with recruiting a roster of familiar faces. He reached out to names like Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Funk, Vader, and the Honky Tonk Man, but they all passed. Nick Bockwinkel was actually advertised to be here, perhaps in a commissioner role, but he chose not to attend.
Couldn't trust that fucking Bockwinkel.
They try to go kind of cute with not calling people by their name. So they list Yokozuna as two-time WWF champion, the former Yokozuna.
Mm-hmm.
Then they would say the Bushwhackers were Luke and Butch, formerly the Bushwhackers. And 2 days after the event, the promoter got a call from Stamford, Connecticut. The legal team was letting him know, hey, we're coming after you because you used our IP.
Wow.
Julio Fantastico, you remember from ECW when he was Julio De Niro.
I do not.
Well, we watched him 88 times on ECW.
Oh, I'm sure we did, but it just didn't, I had no retention of that.
Well,
some things I retain and some things I don't that you and I do.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm using my announcer voice.
Okay.
I just didn't retain that. Wow.
They were laying out their matches beforehand. De Niro said that they were originally told that they had 15 to 20 minutes, him and Scorpio, but they were told to wrap it up about 9 minutes in. So they're out there working and are told to go right home. And he says, I'm glad that people liked the match, but we felt ripped off. We didn't get to do anything. He did say that backstage, it was filled with wrestlers surrounded by coolers filled with beer.
Well, he was taking care of the boys, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
This is boy, Tommy's still getting up, man. Holy shit.
The production meeting was scheduled at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Then they moved it to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Then they moved it to 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm. I ever tell you the story about, and I don't think we've done this show yet on Patreon, our Patreon, What Happened When, but Starrcade 88 in Norfolk, Virginia, which would have been the first time I met Jim Herd, or maybe the second time I met Jim Herd. I can't remember. He showed up with Jim Barnett, and Tommy Edwards was the director of this, and he had basically been the director of our studio shows. And Magnum and I were getting ready to do our on cameras, and the camera, the hard camera, still hadn't been set up yet. And I remember
that was a nice finish right there.
That was tremendous.
All right, time out. We got to take a break right now. I want to brag on something that I did to save some money, and you know I love saving money. Well, how about this? I found out that there was, a lot of waste in my household. We signed up for a lot of stuff we never used once we went back to work. You remember at the start of the pandemic, man, we all signed up for like every streaming service in the world. I used to tell my wife, I feel like we've reached the end of TV. Well, it turns out that once we got going again, we don't watch or listen to any of that stuff anymore. So I signed up for something pretty cool. It used to be known as Truebill, and now it's Rocket Money. Let me explain. I was wasting money and I didn't even know it. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? Well, it turns out like 80% of people have subscriptions they just forgot about. Maybe for you, it's like an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. Well, there's this great app that helps me keep track of it all, every one of my expenses like that. And because of it, I'm no longer wasting money on subscriptions I don't even use. Now, we're talking about Rocket Money, and I can't recommend it enough. This app shows you all of your subscriptions in one place, and it cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out that you've been double charged for a subscription, and that was our circumstance. My wife signed up on her card, I signed up on mine. We were just using one account. We were paying twice for the same doggone thing. Now, to cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel. That's it. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/WHW. Seriously, it can save you hundreds of dollars per year. That's rocketmoney.com/WHW.
Seriously, Samu hit like a Mark Miro style finisher. I forget what he called it. Maybe he called it a TKO.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on his shoulders and like spins your legs around and turns it into a diamond cutter type deal. By the way, they're not old. I do want to mention that. I hate to cut your story off, but we just saw the finish. Samu's only 36 here. Fatu would turn 34 the next day. Marty Jannetty's only 39 and Tommy Rogers is 38. So even though some people would be real critical, so, oh, it's just old washed up guys. Not exactly here. Meltzer gave it half a star. Here's the replay. How about we got replay? It's brought to you by Casino Magic because no one else would dare sponsor this shit. Here we see Samu with Rogers up on his shoulders and whammo turns it right into a diamond cutter type maneuver. Mark Merrill would be proud. 1, 2, 3, and the referee doesn't even look at the shoulders. That's what we needed.
Here's another angle, Conrad.
Of the same maneuver one more time, Tony. Why don't you tell him what happens this time?
Okay, so he picks him up. Tommy Rogers wondering what's going on here. Fireman's carry into the TKO. Watch the shoulder on the face. Boom. And here's the referee. 1, 2, 3. Not even looking, as you said, at the shoulders. Well, match 1 is done. Oh,
Scoops Wrestling. Oh my God.
Is that still out there? Scoops Wrestling?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I bet you a great crowd runs that one.
Oh, turns out it's not. I thought it was.
Scoops Wrestling. Scoops. Yeah, boy.
Let's track it. I don't know what's happening, but it's been on this graphic for 18 minutes. Oh, okay. Backstage. Here we go.
There's Sherry Martel and George the Animal Steel. Of course, a lot of people are talking like they're doing more than just manager wrestling partnership. It could be a lot more than that. And based off what we saw in the pre-show, they're awfully friendly.
You know, I think you'd like to watch it. I think you'd like to go in people's bedrooms and look what they're doing, you know.
There's George the Animal still looking very comfortable. Of course, he's had some friendships with Elizabeth in the past. He tried to get to know Elizabeth. Now he's after Sherry Martel. For the time being, he's got Sherry in his corner, and they look to be very friendly.
Well, they look like they're having a very good time, I might add. I think George the Animal Steel and Sherry, they make a nice couple.
Well, Michael St. John had an opportunity to chat with both Steele and Sherry.
Oh my
Back in the
God.
dressing room area, I've got the opportunity. The world is abuzz, Sherry Martel, about your relationship with George the Animal Steel.
You know, in the wrestling business, you get to the top by your body count. George the Animal Steel is the one man that is certifiably insane, and everybody's seen it. They know it for sure. But I have got an animal that would take anybody on and do whatever it takes to defeat them. So that means what I want. I
fight.
Fight.
Hey.
You ready?
Yeah. You go. Fight. Fight.
No, this way. Look.
Let's head to the ring.
By the way, the announcer there, nice guy, longtime Memphis announcer. There was an old footage or an old piece of tape back in the day. You may remember it showed Hulk Hogan, from the big pan up, sort of Incredible Hulk style, from the boots all the way up real slow.
Yeah.
And he's talking about all the stats and they put it to music. Anyway, that was Michael St. John on that voiceover, sort of the first major video that Hogan got in the States. Anyway, Michael St. John there actually owns a radio station in North Alabama now. How about that?
That's something, considering radio's on the way out.
Yep. He owns Fun Radio 92.7 in Arab, Alabama.
Wonder what the billing is for that.
6,000 watts.
What's that?
6,000 watts.
Wow, man.
Class A FM coverage, including the county I live in and the county I grew up in.
Okay.
It's on top of Brindley Mountain. So check him out next time you're in North Alabama and be sure to stop by the office and say hello to Stan. I won't be there.
Does anyone really listen to radio anymore?
Yeah, people do. I mean, Cassio Kid is number 1 on radio here, which is akin to being the shift leader at Burger King now, but still, he's number 1.
All right. Greg Valentine's got the microphone. Oh boy.
Can you imagine how riveting this is? What do you think he's saying right now, Tony?
I want to say I wanted my money up front. I may have drunk a case of beer before I came out. Doesn't matter. I want my money up front or I'm not going to take a bump. Actually, I'm not going to take a bump anyway. Fans are really into it. Get out of the sandbox, motherfucker.
Somebody's going to get their ass whooped. What a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Sensuous. They can't call her sensational, so she's sensuous.
Mm.
You ever sample her wares?
No. Bless her heart.
You think she was like more of a Dorito runway, wall to wall carpet, hardwood?
Dorito runway. Oh, I'll get you. Yeah, more of a Dorito runway. What the fuck?
Took you a minute.
She always felt sorry for her.
Why?
Because I always saw her as a lost soul.
Because she was on the opioids and was lost a lot when you saw her.
I guess. I don't know what she was on, but she was always kind of a lost soul. She was all very nice, very polite to me, very friendly. But as we all know, she could. She did some great shit, man.
Oh God, one of the best, man.
Yeah, she did some great stuff.
Is it just me, or does Greg the Hammer Valentine? Of course, we know famously George the Animal Steel was an actual school teacher.
Yes.
But Greg the Hammer Valentine looks like my lesbian PE coach growing up. Tony, are you still with us?
You did it again.
What?
You hit one of those lines right when I was taking a drink.
By the way, I told you a joke off air last night.
Yeah.
True or false? My Heart Foundation joke is one of the best jokes we can ever tell on the show.
Exactly. Yeah, it broke me apart.
I teased the group chat with it, and Jeff Jewett posted, doodoo-trucking.com posted, "What's your Heart Foundation joke?" So I called him and told him. He dropped the phone laughing. You have to be a hardcore fan for you to really click. You got to build to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to use some really unpleasant language. But if you can do all of that, guaranteed laugh.
Guaranteed laughter.
How about George the Animal Steel when it comes to like back hair? Him, Dutch Mantell, they're both at ringside.
Yeah.
First of all, if they had podcasts right now, we could definitely get them sponsorships from Manscaped.
Yeah, we could.
But secondly, if they were a tag team, what could we call them?
The Pubic Boys.
The Care Bears were big back then. We could have called them the Hair Bears.
Hair Bears, yeah.
We could have carved out like a heart in their stomach hair. A hair bear.
Dudes with pubes. Dutch had the worst, man. Dutch had the worst.
Who do you think smelled worse?
That's a good question. I would think because he was heavier, maybe George smelled worse.
Oh, so heavier means you smell worse?
Yeah, obviously. That's why you take two showers a day, and I take one a week.
Well, no, I take one a day, but I've never had any complaints.
Wait a minute, is she
joking? George the Animal Steel, did she just turn and join Greg the Hammer Valentine? Oh my God, that Jezebel. Now, of course, he has the shirt over his head, so he doesn't know who's doing. She's playing on a simpleton. She lured him in with that sweet, sweet cooter meat.
So, yeah, and then apparently either he didn't give her what she wanted, or he gave her too much of what she wanted. Does that make sense?
I heard a conversation the other day at the bar I want to ask you about.
God.
We went down to the boot. Shout out to Dre, world's best bartender. And he wasn't there. He said there was a lady.
But then he can't be that good.
Well, I went on his off day.
Okay.
And the conversation came up with a couple of women there and the bartender about the belief in crystals and how crystals have power. That was the only.
Whoa. You're talking about actual crystals and not
meth like your family does.
No, not the sliders, the burgers.
No, not the burgers, not the White Castle wannabes of the South.
Okay.
I'm saying actual, like these ladies started talking. So-and-so, I forget her name, said she has an amethyst in her bra. And I wasn't really paying attention because when they started talking about, oh, I use these crystals for healing, just me being a dude, I'm like, God damn, what the fuck are they even talking about? How are we the same species? And one of us believes that this is nonsense. And then, of course, I'm just minding my own business, not really trying to pay attention, but we're the only people there. So then I hear one of them say, oh, I've got an amethyst in my bra. And I'm like, huh? And so then the other lady says, oh, me too. And then the other lady says, do you know that they make them for your, and I'm like, whoa. Did I hear what I just think I heard?
What word did she use? She didn't just pause. And did she say cooter?
Your vagina.
But she said vagina.
They make rocks for your vagina. And I immediately perked up. I was playing on my phone or doing something. No longer. Now I'm invested. Wait, what are y'all putting where now? And it comes out, and one of the ladies is older. And she says, oh yeah. And if you sneeze, it shoots out. And I'm like, my God, where have I been? This is the bar to hang out in. I got to do this more often. Anyway. Yeah, that's where we are. Some people believe that these rocks have healing powers.
Okay.
You can put them in your bra, on your no-no area. If you have a headache, you can put them there. All these different places. It turns out the lady who runs the boot keeps a crystal in the cash register for good luck or some such shit. Saying all of that to say, Sherry Martel probably believed in these crystals and rocks.
So you think she's got a crystal in the cooter right now?
I'm saying we've seen some of the makeup she wears. When she came out, it looked like a unicorn farted her out. She was covered in stripper glitter. Like, seriously, her and Bill Eadie from 1987 have a lot in common right now. Just head to toe glitter. If you have a construction project at your house, oh, look at there. That was Jared from Fight TV in the front row.
I actually think that Sherry looked pretty good here.
Oh no, I'm into it. I'm just saying, listen, glitter ain't never slowed me down. It just means you're going to have to take a shower before you come home.
Who is the guy that keeps walking around ringside?
That's Greg the Hammer Valentine.
I know who that is. There's another guy who just like,
that's Sherry. Will you quit being
I
rude?
know that's Sherry. I know. Oh, she's polishing the old knob now. Oh, she did.
Well, she crowned him too.
Yeah, she sure did. And that's it.
Thank God. I wonder how many chair shots Sherry has thrown before. Because it looked like she used the wrong side of the chair.
I think she did.
I could be wrong, but I'm wondering, like, how did you get this far in the business? You don't know how to throw, or which side's the right side, which side's the wrong side. Oh,
she would take a bump.
How about this? I would not want to take that spill ever, much less in high heels.
Man. Well, she'd do anything in the ring.
I'm glad you qualified that.
There they go.
By the way, Meltzer says, Valentine is now 51 while Steele is 63. Sherry Martel playing the aging sensuous Sherry. Actually, I think she's only 2 years older than Deborah, but has been through rougher times and obviously hasn't had the money for the same amount of surgery since they both actually started as beautiful women. Meltzer, man. Doing a skit where Steele had a crush on her and in a pre-match vignette ripped her dress off. Then she double-crossed him during the match, handing Valentine for an object and eventually hitting Steele with a chair for the pin. Steele's left eyebrow was out of control. Sherry looked young after seeing Moolah in May. Valentine and Martel then left together, -3 stars.
Wow. Yeah, that I noticed that eyebrow was kind of sticking up there.
Out of control, baby.
Yeah, when I notice gray hairs in my eyebrows, the first thing I think of is, I hope I don't end up looking like that.
Another chair shot on George the Animals.
He came back out?
Yep.
He came back out. What the fuck? Did somebody send him back out? Go back out. Hit him again. Oh, that's right. I forgot that spot. Ugh.
Can I get my pay now? I'd like to go play the slots.
Maybe one of the chairs says, they told you to come back in. Let's clean up this ring and let's take a look at one more time. Oh, the gimmick. Look at the gimmick. Pulling it right out of his ass. clunk. Oh man, he hit him on the trapezius muscle and hit him on the trapezius again. 3 trapezius stabs. That'll do it. That'll do it. Here's the chair shot. Oh,
no, she did it right. We were wrong.
Well, but she wasn't holding the legs.
Yeah, we wouldn't have done that, but I thought she hit him lip side. I guess Sherry knew what she was doing with them lips.
How come I knew that would be the next thing out of your mouth?
What? Would you want Sherry to hit you with the lips?
And there's your 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's take a look at Sherry's bump. Ooh.
Post up, come right down.
Man.
Fine.
You're right with those heels, man. Whew.
Dude, you could turn an ankle like nobody's business.
Absolutely you could.
Fuck around look like Marty Jannetty.
Okay, so here we are. We're 2 matches in so far, and let's go back to the announce crew. Track it.
How far it'll go with Valentine and Sherry, we don't know. But that was an odd turn of events here at Casino Magic. We didn't expect that.
No, I didn't expect
that Sherry Martel would be there for the animal, and obviously she went completely the other way.
Nobody expected it. Sherry Martel, Greg Valentine, working in concert to take the win over George the Animal Steele. And I, for one, in my heart, I'm a compassionate man. I felt a little bad for the animal.
And how does the animal recover from this on the Heroes of Wrestling? He comes back, he goes after the hammer. He not only loses the match, he loses his sweet gal.
Oh, well, you know.
She's not so sweet anymore.
Well, like I said before, going to be some repercussions off this. But, hey, losing Sherry, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's better off without her. You ever think about it like that? But let's put a silver lining in the cloud, and you know, it may be better off without Sherry Martel.
I'm sure the Animal Steel will want a rematch. He's going to want to get his girl back, and he certainly want to get back at Hammer Valentine. Maybe he won't want that girl back. We're going to go over to Michael St. John in the dressing room.
Julio
Track and use.
Fantastico
Oh, there you go.
facing the
Thank you.
challenge of his life tonight against Too Cold Scorpio, who's already said he's going to beat your tail.
Let me tell you something. You have no clue that you are in the presence of greatness as we speak, okay? And Too Cold Scorpio, you're going down tonight because I am wrestling's greatest superstar, and I'm here to prove to the world why I deserve everything I get and why I am going to win every match I ever wrestle again.
Well, tonight you'll have your opportunity because you're meeting probably one of the most talented athletes in all of professional wrestling today. You've got a lot to prove in that ring.
Oh, I am the measuring stick, not him, you understand? I'm the reason why we're here tonight. I'm the reason you're here. I'm the reason you cheer, not Too Cold Scorpio.
Well, Too Cold Scorpio, he has made his name. He has been a champion. He's been a half of the World Tag Team Champions. He's a man that can take care of himself. I think you're underestimating what this man can do in the ring.
I'm not underestimating anything. I'm telling you I'm confident. It's not conceit. And buddy, you're going down tonight because I am the best you've ever wrestled, man.
Well, tonight we're going to see right here on the Heroes of Wrestling what Too Cold Scorpio and this man, Julio Fantastico, can do. Let's take these men to the ring right now.
They're trying real hard.
Yeah, they are.
That's all I got.
That's it. That's all I got to. You know anything else? What's been going on in your life while we're watching this fucking junk?
Well, as we're talking, I got the little women in the kitchen rattling them pots and pans for Thanksgiving.
That's great.
Doing a little prepping to get ready. And then when I finish with you, I'm going to go start my turkey prep. I'm a big green egger, and I'm going to be smoking a turkey. We're going to Cajun it up. It's going to have a little spice in the ass.
Yeah. I don't want to bring up bad feelings.
Here we go.
But it's not as good as Lois's, I'm sure.
Incorrect. She makes her shit in the oven. That's weak.
Got our brand new oven to make it in too this year.
Cool. Not as good as my seasoned big green egg.
Who wants a fucking Cajun turkey? What do you live in, New Orleans?
Because the skin is fucking flavorless the way you white people eat it.
No.
You eat you eat fucking Vienna sausages. I'm not debating food with your spam eating nothing happening motherfucking ass.
Look.
I
don't listen. Look.
There he is.
I know I'm going to. I know I'm going to regret saying this, but her meat is moist. It is. It is moist and flavorful. Do you know why?
She don't wash.
No. No. I'm gonna give. Don't pull up your hoodie and don't do this shit to me. Okay.
I can't look at you anymore.
You need to.
You're talking to me about what's basically stepmama or my mother-in-law's sweet meat. I don't want to hear about it.
No.
I'd rather watch Two Cold Scorpio come to the ring with a replica Big Gold Belt.
Okay.
It is a legit $200 WrestlingSuperstore.com Figures Inc. flat chit Big Gold Belt replica.
And what championship is he pretending to be? Champion is
The
pretending
WCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Really?
Well, that's what the belt is.
Okay, maybe that was one of the reasons and we didn't sue him?
No. First of all, and get what money?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Flash Funk better.
You could nobody likes Flash Funk better.
Okay.
I guess I'll listen to the rest of your story about Mama's meat here.
No, I'm not going to give you the secret of how Lois cooks her turkey. Because it'll get out here, it'll get on ad-free shows, and everybody will copy it, and it won't be a secret anymore.
And wait, you want everyone listening to this to eat terrible turkey?
Yeah.
Boy, you're just a dick.
It's uh-oh.
What?
Is that Lou Albano?
Track it.
Same production is unbelievable. I got it on. All right. Don't be moving the mic. This Julio, look at this Julio. Look at the Scorpio that he's with. Look at the talent they have here tonight. This is one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest events of all time. Bill Stone Jr., you're outdoing yourself. I can't believe it. The heroes of wrestling, baby. You got Dutch Martel doing a great job. You're not doing a bad job eating yourself, so we might give you a raise. But let's go from here.
You think Captain Lou is low-key related to Taz?
Oh, yeah. I thought the same thing when I heard him talking. No question.
Taz. Should we tweet him right now and ask if he's related?
No, because we'd have to stop tape because he won't want to be on our podcast. He'll get pissed off, and then he will text me all weekend, and I want to enjoy Thanksgiving.
Trying to make money off my name, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
You know I'm not related to no Captain Lou. I don't even like rubber bands.
Yeah.
I'm more of a paperclip guy.
That's why he gets, we've talked about this before, but he gets pissed off when I don't answer his texts.
He gets pissed off he gets pissed off waking up.
Yeah. And the reason I don't answer his texts is that I don't want to end up texting him all day because that's what has to happen. You just ignore him and he goes away. If you text him back, then he texts you back and then you text him back and 3 hours later you're still texting, and I don't need that. I like him. I love him. He's my friend, but come on, enough.
We're kind of being shitty to him right now.
No, I'm not being I'm telling the truth. I'm not being shitty to him.
Just so you know, I'm recording everything we're saying. And
I'm sure you are. You're the one that said he wakes up mad. So you're being shitty to him.
What's he going to do? He lives in a hot spot. Is he going to come down here and beat my ass?
No, he's not.
Is he going to come down here and choke me out? I don't even have a step ladder.
But he sees me I'm the one that's going to pay for this, not you.
Yeah, correct. So I'll record it and send it to him, and fuck you.
You're going to be sitting up in the, boy, fuck that spot up. You're going to be sitting in the Conradison, and I'll be at Daly's place having to answer to this shit.
Yep.
Oh, well, comes with the territory.
We need to go ahead and address it. You're shaving your fucking facial hair to have a mustache for December 2nd, the next Dynamite, right?
No, I'm not. Not doing that.
Whoa. You know, Excalibur.
I don't care. You know, the Excalibur puts a mask on. I'm not going to have a guy with a mask tell me how to look. Okay.
He's doing it for charity.
Oh, well, you know what? I will. Basically, we're talking about giving $1,000 to the Atlanta Humane Society if I do it.
So you'll do the 1,000?
Yes, I will.
All right. There you go.
There you go. Actually, I won't give it to the Atlanta Humane Society. I will give it to another humane society here in the Atlanta area. It's called Lifeline.
Just want to be cantankerous with Excalibur, don't you? Can't support him. Can't get behind him.
No, that's not it at all.
I don't want to save those dogs. I want to save these dogs.
No, just the people that I work with. That's all. I've given them money before.
Here's my question. Could we do something where we made sure our donation only helped the dogs and no money went to the cats?
Probably.
I think we should euthanize all the cats. Well, they're just a drain on resources. They're indifferent to us. Let's celebrate dogs. Man's best friend.
There's a lot of cat people out there going to be real pissed off at you.
Fuck them. I'm a dog person.
I am too.
You got to decide. Are you a dog person? Or are you a cat person? I'm a dog person.
You don't have to decide.
Yes, you do.
No,
yes,
you don't.
Do. Yes, you do.
No, you fucking don't.
Yes, you do. You don't know.
I know. You don't have to do that.
You a lie.
You can have dogs and cats in the same house.
That would never work.
Yes, it would. We'd had it here at this house.
Well, where are they now?
They're all dead.
Exactly. It didn't work.
It's because they aged out. Wasn't because they killed each other.
I'll tell you what, Stan Morris, the guy in the background recording us right now, he has a cat that's so fat it can't walk. When his cat has to pee, he has to pick it up and take it outside. Not because they're up 13 flights of stairs, because this cat can't walk into the grass to pee. So he walks around, Stan does, carrying his cat like a fucking goof, and then finds a spot for his cat to drop a shit or whatever it does.
There you go. Well, you know what? I've changed my opinion of Stan. That's a nice pet owner right there. I do that too.
No.
See right here behind me? You see the Bug?
Yeah, I like Bug. Bug's a dog.
But I carry Bug around a lot.
If you're a single dude and you got cats, you're fucking weird. And I'm saying that based on not one, but two examples. Clint from Hershey, my best friend from high school, single dude, 2 fucking cats. And then weird ass Stan here, who's I guess is like our Louie. He's got a fucking big ass cat he has to take outside and put in the grass to take a dump. They're both single and live with cats. Weird Stan and weird Clint. If you're single, dude, and you got cats, you're fucking weird. The dog is the man's best friend. Doesn't matter if it's a big dog, doesn't matter if it's a little dog, could be a clean dog, could be a dirty dog, could be a smelly dog, could be a friendly dog, could be a mean dog. All dogs better than cats. It's been well documented.
Stan, I apologize for this piece of shit co-host I got who always says I say hurtful things.
Oh, did you see that bump Julio took on the concrete?
No, I was looking at my dog.
Dude, I hope they show a replay of that. They're on the outside. Scorpio is up against the guardrail. Julio charges at him, and it was an up and over high back body drop onto the concrete in the crowd. Man, they really are pulling out all the stops for this. This is not a bad match.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of great shit here.
Meltzer gave it a 1.25 stars.
Well, there you go.
He would say Scorpio came out with a belt and it wasn't acknowledged what the belt was. It was a Figures Inc. replica, you fucking goof. Lou Albano, who was supposed to come out for commentary in the next match, wandered out before his cue, honestly, and would have ruined the commentary here, except he actually did them a favor since he taught Rosenblum what a drop kick was. The two didn't work well together, but they did modern moves with indie level work. Albano, to his credit, did a ton of PR work for the show, spent most of the match kissing up to the promoter Bill Stone to build to him being named commissioner. Fantastico took a good bump into the crowd and they brawled in the stands. Scorpio won after 2 somersault leg drops, easy for me to say. The final being his tumbleweed for the pin. The people in the truck cut the match length 7 minutes because they didn't want any of this athletics and thought it was getting boring because there was no bad shtick. Actually, this was better short, 1.25 stars.
So the truck cut the match short because they thought the match was being too good.
Well, it was boring. They wanted, hey, where's an old lady with a loaded purse or
right
something like that? Bring that out here.
So, if you're a
nice looking drop kick there.
If you're a wrestling fan listening to us, and I'm sure you are, you would not be if you aren't, and you want to become a wrestling promoter, don't do it.
Oh, no, absolutely don't do it. We should mention here, Scorpio's only 33 right here, and Julio's 27.
In and out.
That's my favorite game to play here.
Yeah, I know it is. Oh, by the way, you and I have watched some Impact or TNA, and we were
glad you're bringing this up. Bob Ryder, right?
Nope.
Let's talk about Bob Ryder before we get going, because I'm going to forget if we don't.
Okay.
He passed away today.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible news.
I was in the middle of recording Eric Bischoff's show where we watched the episode of Raw where he was fired, and I got a text from Bruce that said, "Hey man, when can we tape?" Which never happens from him. And I told him, "Hey, I'll be about this many minutes. I'm taping with Eric right now." He said, "Okay, cool. Just text me. Oh, and let Eric know Bob Ryder passed away. They found him in his apartment in Nashville today. He had been battling cancer for like 10 years.
Wow.
So I told Eric, and man, he was tore up about it because obviously they not only worked together in WCW, but in TNA as well.
Yeah.
And Bob Ryder, I mean, he did a lot of stuff that I don't think maybe he gets enough credit for. He helped popularize wrestling on the internet.
Of course he did. He did the first that I remember. He and Jeremy Borash used to do post-game shows after our pay-per-views.
Yeah, they would do pre and post.
Yeah.
He did the hotline. He used to do Prodigy chats. Obviously founded onewrestling.com and was heavily involved there. And then, you know, the idea for TNA came up on his boat. I think in his real life, he was a travel agent back when that was a thing, and he was making big money. He had like a big ass yacht there, and had Jarrett and a few others over, and fits the what if hypothetical. And fast forward, ta-da, TNA was a thing. And when they couldn't get a hold of him for a few days in a row, they sent the police out to do a wellness check, and they found that he had passed away. It's weird timing too, dude. Just this last week, like in this calendar week, he followed me on Twitter. So it caught me off guard saying that he passed away. And I wanted to see if maybe you had anything you wanted to say or share about Bob.
Yeah, I can tell you that I had a lot of time for Bob Ryder. Bob was always a good guy to me, and enjoyed his stuff. He always had some great ideas. I thought I kind of consider him the father of the live post-game show. And it was a lot of fun talking to him. So Bob was the one when I did that one job for TNA. He came up to me. He said, "We need you to fill this out and send you a paycheck." And they did send me a paycheck. And I remember telling Bob, I don't think I'm coming back. He said, "Okay, well, let us know." Yeah, Bob was a good guy. Time moves on, doesn't it? Jeez.
Crazy.
Yeah, people you know. Now,
anyway, you were going to say something about Impact. I'm sorry.
I don't even remember now. I don't remember. Oh, yes. Now I do. Sorry. They're reading the format, by the way. They're showing you the format. This was not an Annette Yoder format. This was a format you could read. We watched some TNA, you and I don't know why, Julio Francisco. What was the guy's name we just saw?
Julio Fantastico. We know him as Julio De Niro.
I don't know why he reminded me of this, but he reminded me, I guess, because of his trunks, Amazing Red.
So good.
Yeah, tremendous. And I had asked some of my friends in TNA, in AEW, Mark Quinn, who trained with him, I guess. I said, "Where's Amazing Red? And how come he's not around?" He said, "He's just missing in action." So I would like to see him back in action again. I think he was very underutilized.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And he can't be that old now. And I don't know why I got on this Amazing Red tangent, but here we are.
What do you think Captain Lou's saying right now?
Let me tell you a few things about my beard and this snot rag that I got in front of me. I'm going to take this snot rag and wipe it in my ass and then wipe it on Dutch Mantel's beard. You know what? The smell will be the same. And I'm going to start crying. The reason I'm going to start crying is my illegitimate son, Taz. Wait a minute. Let's go back to the ring. Taz and Lou Albano. Wow.
I can't wait till you hit him with that one day in catering.
Hey guys, this next product is one I literally use every day. Started taking AG1 because I wanted better gut health. I wanted more energy, and I wanted to optimize my immune system. You may have heard me say the fact that before AG1, I was taking 27, count them, 27 different supplements a day. That's 27 different capsules or tablets. And most are the gigantic capsules, what they call the vegetarian capsules, that could choke a horse. Now that AG1 is a part of my life, over the last, 50 weeks, possibly almost to a year, now that it's a part of my life, I love it, and I don't have to choke down the pills anymore. And here's one of the keys about AG1. It doesn't taste like it's super healthy. It has a mild tropical taste that I actually look forward to taking every morning. With one delicious scoop of AG1, you are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. A special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things. And right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. In other words, Schiavone, 27 pills and capsules out the window. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WHW. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/WHW to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
You know, I heard something about you the other day, Pete.
Oh, here we go.
Start with that. Start with Pete. See how it goes from there.
Okay.
Intervene with is something that happened right before we went on the air today, in that two of the behemoths of professional wrestling and King Kong Bundy and Yokozuna got into it on this very spot. King Kong Bundy's interview was interrupted. I want to get King Kong Bundy in here right now because there's a lot of
one. I don't know what made him choose that drunken old sod Albano to be commissioner, but I don't care about that. Yokozuna, I'm going to tell you something. Start moving a little closer when you're interviewing me. I'm going to tell you something that hundreds and hundreds of other men have learned. Beaten and battered men. And what they learned is this, punk. You diss the great Bundy at your own peril. You're getting the avalanche, you're getting a 5 count, and you're going to be finished.
The words of King Kong Bundy. They'll meet head on. Battle of the Titanic. King Kong Bundy, Yokozuna, coming up on Heroes of Wrestling.
Man, how many people are we going to see on this show that are fucking dead?
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing. Yokozuna, King Kong Bundy, Captain Lou Albano.
Let's start with the first match. Samoan SWAT team, Samu and Fatu. Samu. They're both around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Samu's only 57.
And Fatu came to one of your Starcasts.
He's Rikishi. Yeah. He's
Rikishi, right. I still know him as Fatu. Just
wait. I guess it's Sam Fatu. That's a different fellow.
It's a different one?
Yeah. Sam Fatu is different, but he's still around too.
Okay.
Greg Valentine, he's still around. Oh, there it is. George Animal Steel, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Sherry, dead.
Lou Albano,
dead. Iron Sheik's out next. He's alive. Nikolai Volkoff, dead. Sheiky baby. Can you believe that of all these people, Sheik is alive? I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm just saying realistically, knowing what we know about his drug use and whatnot and his crazy behavior, doesn't it feel like he would not be the last man standing in this deal?
It's amazing. I guess they really say it all has to do with your genetics, not necessarily always your lifestyle. Look at this. They got a, I was going to say a member of the Gestapo, but that has to be, an Iranian. Oh, fuck.
Well, let's try it.
No.
Let's hear from the Iron Sheik.
USA Hot Bob!
Nikolai Volkoff now in the middle of the ring.
Silence your goats! Show some respect. I know you're Americans, but try and show a little respect, will you please? Listen,
Crowd chanting
you have two
USA.
Olympic champions in the ring. These are true heroes of wrestling. Now watch. I and Sheik will do Iranian club demonstration. Pay attention.
I think they asked everybody to stand.
Oh, he's doing the Russian national anthem.
For the Russian national anthem. And the people here at Casino Magic Bay, St. Louis, Mississippi, I don't think they much appreciate this. You see the fans all around, even us, Randy, around here standing on their feet telling them to go back home.
I thought the Cold War was over. It's very much alive here. These fans do not like hearing the Russian national anthem in the heart of Dixie.
Not at all.
All right, pay attention now.
Looking much more like the Bushwhackers waiting to enter.
Only man in the world to do this. Watch.
Wait a minute, I think we're going to be treated to a little
I
demonstration here.
just want to people respect Russia, respect Iran, and you shut up. Don't say USA, USA. Ah, ah.
He's spitting into the.
My God.
I just say, fuck the USA. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. Look at my big belly. Oh, God.
I like the way he does that.
You know, this guy who's dressed up in this Iranian military gear is probably the same guy that came out in the first match with just a different gimmick on.
Yeah, with the Hitler mustache on.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck are they doing, dude?
Jesus. I don't know. This is the match that is the worst match of all time. So we're really going to enjoy this.
Well, hang on first. This demonstration. Of course,
Okay.
we've seen Lois do this with her boobs.
Boy, we have. Mm-hmm. That's how they get this big. That big.
You really going to do it? Here we go. Is that what Lois does with her booby meat? Is that how you have 17 kids?
No, but you know, that does take some effort right there.
But she would say, hey, what do you think about this big? Oh, here we go. Hawk 2.
To say what he wants to say.
And he has that right of the
Hulk
United States.
Hogan or Bob Backlund. Oh, you shut up. Don't say USA, USA.
Again, he spits into the microphone, taunting the American crowd. And then the chant goes up.
How about this? He may be this or that, but he knew how to get any reaction from this crowd.
Yes, he did.
I'm saying realistically, he's done more to get this crowd going than anybody else with the microphone has. So
Sure.
far.
Did he say Hulk Hogan's name right there too?
Yeah. He says, not the Hulk Hogan of the Bob Backlund.
Here we go.
You've heard him on Howard before, right?
No, I've not.
You haven't heard his rants?
I've heard his rant. I've read his rants on Twitter, but I've never heard his rants on, and I've seen some of the stuff on YouTube, but not anything from Stern.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Oh God.
He's got so many moments on Howard.
Bet he does.
He would drop the F word and then say, worse than Michael Jackson. And it was like, wait, what? And then he would, motherfuck Hulk Hogan, and
right.
He would talk about his 10-inch dick, all that shit. But my favorite is when he would call Hogan a no good son of bitch, and I will break your back and fuck your ass and make you humble. And the idea that that's your go-to, like, sometimes people, oh man, look at that guy in that sports car. What a cocky ass he is.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'd like to break his back and fuck him in the ass and make him humble. What now? That escalated quickly. You want to do what now? Because why now? What did he do?
That's pretty severe.
First of all, breaking the back. Okay, I will put him in camel clutch, break his back, Fuck him in mass, make him humble. Okay.
Here we go.
I guess it is cocky. It is hard to be cocky with, with your colon falling out and a broke back. I wonder if the people who made Brokeback Mountain ever broke him off a check. Because he was breaking backs and doing a little third input. Well, I guess it's not third neck. You know what I mean?
I'm still trying to wrap a colon falling out around my head.
By the way, it's in the Observer. Bushwhackers, Brian Wickens and Robert Miller beat Iron Sheik, Hassan Khosrow Vaziri, and Nikolai Volkoff, Josep Perizovic, in 8 minutes and 42 seconds. The Bushwhackers are both in their mid-50s, while Sheik is 61 and Volkoff is 52. Sheik could barely walk. The heels came out with a manager called Nikita Breshnikov, who was actually Volkoff's real-life roommate. Sheik twirled clubs that looked like they weighed about 10 pounds each. This 140-pound guy brought the clubs to the ring. Sheik challenged Hulk Hogan and Bob Backlund. Snow versus Bossman suddenly looked like Benoit versus Otani. Volkoff hit Sheik with an object and Butch pinned him. Sheik and Volkoff teased a split after the match. Negative 459.4 stars. Absolute zero. This is the worst match I've ever rated in my life. You're watching right now, ladies and gentlemen, the worst match Dave Meltzer ever saw. You're welcome.
I think I've seen worse.
Yeah. This year.
I know I've seen worse. But not recently.
I got a happy Thanksgiving text message from Arn Anderson.
Really?
What should I reply back? Give me an Arnism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. Tomorrow I'm going to be as happy as a donkey eating briars through a barbed wire fence. Yeah, you got to have something random like that. Man, I hope you're as cool as a kangaroo wearing a Kangol, hanging out with an anteater, smoking a doob.
That's pretty cool.
Just saying, like the other day he called me a duckbill platypus. I didn't know what to say. You walk around here with your fancy watch like you're a damn duckbill platypus.
What was that he said on he said on the Zoom that we were on the other night? Wiener guys. He called us a bunch of wieners or something.
Yeah. He said something like, I ain't gonna be your damn weenie dog.
That's what it was.
And I'm like, what? What does that even mean? Your weenie dog? I never heard of no weenie dog.
He looked at me one time years ago in the suit and tie. He said, hula skirt on a trash can.
That's a good line.
That is a good line.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Hula skirt on a trash can. So chat me up. What are you thinking of this match so far? Minus 459 stars.
I think you're going to get what we thought we would get. I mean, how could it be any better than that? Right? Jesus.
Well, there's a guy I know, or I heard of, I never met him, but he used to say, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you might just find you get what you need.
We don't need this fucking match. I can tell you that. Whose idea was this to watch this thing? Yours.
Yeah, it's one of our most requested shows ever. This is
really
the pay-per-view ever. And that's what we do here is we look at terrible wrestling and try to make sense of it. Or at least make fun of it. By the way, it's written here. Casino personnel were bringing trays of beer into the locker room before the show. I said, you can't do this, but I was overruled. I was told, I want to take care of the wrestlers. This is my show.
Do you hear Lois in the background?
No.
God, she just talks so loud.
Michael Henry, who's Lombardi's right-hand man, helped book talent, brainstorm ideas, and handle production and logistics abilities. Henry was also seen during the Tully Blanchard Stan Lane limousine angle. Quote, I hung out with Tully a lot that weekend. We got dinner and even went shopping at Walmart to get knee pads. He was going through a separation with his wife at the time and was always talking to his lawyer. When it came time for the angle, the promo, and the match, Tully was great.
Yeah, Tully's a pro, buddy. I got to talk to him about the payoff. I won't say anything to Jake Roberts about the show, but I'll talk to Tully about it.
Lombardi was quoted here in this story that's on the wrestlingestate.com, by the way, that it's improv. I do have a recollection that Bill Stone was freaked out by the amount of blood. We told Abdullah to keep some things to a minimum. So Abdullah's going to get the color here, and it really wigs out the promoter. And the referee, Fred Richards, who was assigned the Abdullah match, says Lombardi took a lot of undeserved flack. The biggest problem was they didn't want to bring us in a day early, so we didn't have a chance to get agents and set up the show as it should have been. It was like an indie show, and it showed. Several wrestlers were missing flights or showing up late. There just weren't enough staff members to type up formats, set up production, and coordinate talent.
Jesus. What a clusterfuck we got here.
By the way, your boy, Scott Keith over at Blog of Doom, he gave this -4 stars. So he liked it 454 stars better than Meltzer.
Okay. How is he my boy?
He's not. I was just, trying to be lighthearted and conversational.
Give us a time code, because I think I'm off here a little bit.
Right now I'm at 112, 34, 35, 36, 37. Now I'm at 112, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Now I'm at 112, 45, 46, 47, 48.
Yeah.
Now I'm at 112, 50.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I'm a little bit behind you. Now where are you?
Right now I'm at 113, 03, 04, 05, 06.
Okay.
Can we make this our new thing?
Yeah, we should.
Where we always just keep counting until one of us gets annoyed.
Why not, huh?
Can I tell you that when I'm done with this show in 1 hour and 20 minutes,
okay,
I'm going to go face fuck dinner. I woke up this morning and started recording at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
As we're talking now, it's 5:39 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I got up to pee once. I got up to shower once, and I got a second Coke Zero once. I've had 2 Coke Zeros all day today.
That's it.
And I'm going to absolutely obliterate whatever they're making for me in there.
There's the match.
Thank God it's over. Let's track it.
Volkoff and the Iron Sheik, and they blow the match, and the men from down under celebrate.
Well, they're hugging everybody here in Casino Magic Bay, St. Louis, Mississippi, going all around the ring.
I want to remind everybody, this is from 99, but by the looks of this crowd, this was still what's known as a super spreader event.
Summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Well, Manscaped is here to ensure that your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair. And man, if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. It's time to get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off, plus free shipping with the promo code WHW. Manscaped is dedicated to bringing you increased confidence, helping you level up that full body grooming game. It all happens with the Performance Package 4.0. The kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 4.0. It's exactly what you need. It's a waterproof cordless body trimmer, and you've got a ton of other liquid formulations to help you round out the grooming routine. Whether you're trimming your chest or the treasure chest in your pants, this is the best trimmer on the market. The trimmer features a ceramic blade designed to cut hair on loose skin and to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology. You can even trim an arrow pointing down to the promised land if you're bold enough. Inside the performance package, you'll also find the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer because we all know how painful chafing can be, especially if you're in the bathing suit for a long time. How about nose hairs? Man, nobody likes nose hairs. That's why you need the Weed Whacker 2.0. You also get 2 free gifts here, the Shed Travel Bag and some boxers from Manscaped you're going to love. Hey, if you're rocking the sandals this summer, you need to check out the Shears 2.0 Nail Kit. You see, having the right tools for the job is essential. So do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code WHW at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code WHW at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles.
A super spreader event?
Yeah. I mean, most of these people like they're eat up with the case of the dumbass.
How much longer did the Bushwhackers work after this?
Oh, they're still working today.
No, really?
Probably going to be Dynamite next week against the Young Bucks. I mean, at this point, the Bucks are just bringing in every team they can put them over.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm sure to be a better match. Watch out.
No, that's what I heard on Cornette, that they only brought in
FTR. You know what your problem is there?
What?
Listening to that podcast.
Oh, that's a great show. You don't like it?
Well, no.
Here's the deal. I don't listen to the AEW parts, but I do listen to his old school stuff. I love Jim Cornette's old school wrestling takes. It's great.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so up next, we've got the angle, I believe. It's going to involve Stan Lane and Tully Blanchard. And this was praised as being pretty good. Even Meltzer liked it. So when we get there, we're going to track it so we can enjoy it because I've never watched it. But it was supposedly a really good segment, and I'm looking forward to it. The match, not so much. Meltzer gave it a dud. Stan Lane's 46 here. Blanchard is 45. And the promo leading up to it, or the vignette or the skit or whatever you want to call it, is supposedly the best part of the whole presentation. And I want us to actually enjoy that one together, if that's okay with you, Tony.
That's okay with me, Conrad.
All right. Well, let's track it. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable. We're going to do it together.
Wrestling.com for all the information on wrestling, any wrestling body. We also want to talk about www.heroesofwrestling.com, where you can pick up all the wonderful.
I love people were still saying www.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's like, you don't have that down pat yet, you fucking dumbass.
The internet. It will be great to have in your home or on your body.
Did he say around your body?
All right, let's go.
I think he was talking about merch, maybe.
Okay.
This is another one of the stars, I'm sure, for the Heroes of Wrestling event. Who can it be? It's Tully Blanchard, one of the Four Horsemen. Hi, Tully. Good to see you. We wanted to see if we could get a word with you here.
Well, I tell you what, it's
holy, what in the world is happening? Stan Lane is attacked. Tully, can we get security? I cannot believe what's happening here. Let's separate these two.
All right, so that's not it. We still have a promo coming, or at least I've been led to believe. Let's keep tracking.
What's the night right in the ring?
All right, the dramatic interview later followed. We got to hear from Tully Blanchard after he took that beating from Sweet Stan Lane.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
I have been in wrestling a long time, and I've been out of it a long time. And I came here and I agreed to do this thing, the Heroes of Wrestling, and was looking to have fun and, you know, have a good match with Stan Lane. I don't do this for a living anymore. This kind of stuff here is, I am really what I'm having is a flashback. Really. I mean, we're talking about the intensity that I had with Dusty Rhodes and Wahoo McDaniels and the Road Warriors and Demolition and Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels when they were just coming up with the WWF. We're talking about taking everything that you got, everything that you are, and bringing it and stirring it back up. You know, I've been gone and just subdued and low key, low profile. But you know, Stan Lane, I'm going to tell you the truth. The only reason you ever became a world champion is because you were Bobby Eaton's partner and Jim Cornette standing in the corner. And you rode a tidal wave that you didn't build. Well, the Four Horsemen was a tidal wave that I helped build. And you're going to find out just exactly what a tidal wave is all about. Because I'm going to tell you, Stan, 10 years is bubbled up inside me. 10 years all of a sudden at one time is bubbled up inside me. And everybody that's ever screwed me, anybody that's ever done me wrong, is all coming out. And Stan, the times and the feelings that I used to have for Dusty Rhodes have all just come to the surface. And the feelings that I used to have for people like Jim Herd and the people that signed the contracts with the WWF and WCW, it's all come to the surface. And I don't need to scream and holler anymore. I just got to look at my blood because you wanted to jam me in a trunk and make a name for yourself. Well, it's too late for you to make a name for yourself. And I promise you, Tully Blanchard might be a little bit older, but I still got the fire that made me what I was. And Stan Lane, you will find out what being a horseman is all about tonight.
Roll the credits.
Can't beat that, buddy.
Tully Blanchard, dude. I don't even know what to say right now. That was so next level from anything and everything else that's going to be on this show. It really is almost an unforgivable thing when you think about this guy at that point had been out of the mainstream of wrestling for 10 years. I mean, we're within a month of it being the 10-year anniversary of him being on the outside looking in. And that's just unbelievable to me that, you know, he puts in notice, failed the cocaine test. But here's the thing. Is he really the oh, wait, here's Stan Lane. Let's track it.
Well, God, I didn't want to impress all your friends, but you know, a man of my accomplishments, a man who's a member of the Fabulous Ones, the Heavenly Bodies, and the Midnight Express, the only tag team to be not only the U.S., but the world WCW tag team champions at the same time. I deserve a little bit better introduction than that. And you know, since I quit wrestling, I've moved on to the field of broadcast, if you couldn't tell. I was a broadcaster for the World Wrestling Federation, and now I broadcast for ESPN. So get ready, turn your hearing aid up, and check this out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the original gangster of love. I tip the scales at 228 3/4 pounds. I am Sweet Stan Lane.
Pretty good.
Excellent.
Hit your heart out, pal. Sounded just like Michael Buffer.
I sound better.
Hey, Stan did a fine job, I guess, there, but after following Tully Blanchard, good luck.
Exactly.
Dude, though, Tully, seriously. He does cocaine, fails a test. By the way, I've never done cocaine. My heart's going fast enough. Don't need any help there. But allegedly, what I've read is the cocaine's out of your system in like a day. So perhaps they put in a notice, perhaps someone rats, whatever. And ta-da, he fails a cocaine test. Word gets out, even though they had good offers from Jim Crockett, or rather Jim Herd. Doesn't happen. They cut Arn's money in half, and obviously Tully's offer is rescinded because they felt like Arn wasn't worth as much money as a single as he was as a tag. And he's gone for 10 years for cocaine, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're not kidding. That's crazy.
By the way, cocaine in 2020 and cocaine in 1989, in theory, to me, seem like two different things.
Oh, yeah.
In 1989, I feel like cocaine use was much more rampant. Would that be right? I mean, you were around wrestling enough to at least.
I'm going to tell you this. I've never seen anybody snort cocaine.
But you at least heard about it, right?
Yeah, right. Sure.
But I'm saying you don't even hear about it now.
Right.
Like, I think I've heard of one person I know come up in conversation that they have done cocaine.
Right.
Like in the last year or so. But, you know, meanwhile, marijuana use, shit. We got co-hosts here who do it on the fucking shows. It's just whatever.
Right.
But in 89, dude, for a wrestler, that would have been something unusual. It would have been called Tuesday.
That's probably right. And look at Tully, man.
Always a great in-ring performer.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we just watched the other day his Starcade match in a fence match. And as great as he was in the ring, he was better on the mic. I think him and Rick have that in common.
Yeah, and I don't think he gets credit enough for it because of Arn and Rick. But he certainly does, man. And I think we've mentioned this before. He did an interview for Sean Spears, where he was trying to pump Sean Spears up. I don't know if you ever saw that or not.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, it was tremendous. It was absolutely tremendous.
I mean, he was next level in every AEW promo.
Yep.
I got to tell you, I don't hate this match nearly as bad as Meltzer does. And maybe some of it is because I'm just giving the guys the benefit of the doubt because I like both of them.
Yeah.
You think that's some of it?
No, I think you're looking at the wrong end of it. I think Meltzer hated this event so much he was going to shit on anything that was on it. Look at that working punch, man. Fuck. Just great.
By the way, Meltzer would be critical saying, Blanchard did a great promo talking about being a key member of the Four Horsemen and having great matches, while Stan Lane was just a guy who was lucky to have Bobby Eaton as a tag team partner and Jim Cornette as a manager, which, by the way, is largely how most of the wrestlers viewed Stan Lane in the heyday of that version of the Midnight Express, and how he still hated Jim Herd. Now that was funny. They did an angle before the show where Lane smashed Blanchard's head into a car fender and tried to put him in the trunk. Blanchard actually looked like a wrestler and tried to wrestle like one. Lane brought up being a member of the Fabulous Ones, the Midnight Express, and the Heavenly Bodies. The smash was pretty bad, but it was campy. Blanchard is now 45, and while Lane is 46. Blanchard, except for a lot of hair loss, physically looks better than in his prime. Lane, a pretty boy in his day, looks like an aging gigolo. They kept cutting away to these crowd shots of some largely unattractive women in the crowd not paying any attention to the show. Rosenblum tried to get over that the women were captivated by Lane and how they weren't paying attention to their dates because of Lane, when it was clear that may have very well been the case even 5 years ago, but it wouldn't be anymore. Lane used a back suplex spot where both had their shoulders down, but Blanchard got his up. This was a great finish in the 70s, but it's been years since that finish worked. Dud.
Wow. Okay.
Hypothetically, how many trenches you think Stan Lane dug over the years?
Oh, for crying out loud. My God, Lane? Probably in the Ricky Morton numbers, wouldn't you think?
I mean, I've always heard he was putting up numbers.
Well, it had to be. He was a handsome guy.
Traveled on TV, making good money.
Yeah.
And you were telling me the other day, chicks dig it when you're on TV, right?
That's what I've been told. I don't know.
What are you talking about? You were just telling me the other day that since you've been back on TV, your body count's going through the roof.
No, see, you are so full of fucking shit.
What?
You're full of fucking shit.
Are you telling me you didn't say that on the phone?
No, I didn't say that I didn't say that.
You're just going to look at everybody right now and lie.
I'm going to look right to this camera and say, you a lie.
Well, that's not true.
No, that is true.
Prove that I'm lying.
Okay. I can't prove it.
Exactly.
But you can't prove I said it.
Oh, when have I been known to fib or fabricate?
Last podcast we had. How many podcasts in a row do we have to do for me to not stop saying you a lie?
But just because you say you a lie doesn't mean that it's true. You're not like God or nothing.
No, I'm not. But you a lie. Jesus Christ. Always trying to drag me down.
Let's talk about the
you get somebody online to go, Schiavone, you know that cooter now, he's on TV. He brags about it on his podcast. So no, that's not true. That's not true. That's Conrad making up bullshit about me. That's not true.
Tony,
yeah.
You sent me dirty pictures the other day.
See, here we go again. I might as well go ahead and send you dirty pictures because I'm going to get accused of it anyway.
I'm fine with it. As long as it ain't Lois, don't send those.
I ain't got any of those.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, up until your birthday last year, you hadn't had any since Nitro.
That's probably correct. See, now you're not lying there. That you're spot on.
I just wonder what it must have been like after, getting her drunk at Jimmy's Famous Seafood and then getting her up to the hodl. And you're like, if you're thinking what I'm thinking little stuffed crab, little devil crab. Is that how it goes? Or
No.
did you bring one of those mallets and just hit her over the head with it?
Probably what I should have done.
Well, I just imagine you were like that dog Snots in Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier if you just let him finish, Clark. Old Tony, old Noah, as we know him, he's got a little Mississippi leg hound in him.
Didn't they just have the finish of this match? Now they're still wrestling.
They were upset about it.
Oh, okay. I get that. I've seen that before.
Let's talk about the announcer here. Oh, I guess we should mention we're going to see a little skit coming up next, including Jim Neidhart cutting a promo.
Oh boy.
And he's not the only person there. We're going to hear from King Kong Bundy a third time. Here you see a back suplex by Stan Lane, and he's got the shoulders down. He's in a pinning predicament here. And Tully, does he get the shoulder up? We'll never know. Let's see it from another angle, Tony. What do you see here?
I see that one of those classic finishes that maybe the referee fucked up. Boom. Stan probably should have, he pinned both of them.
Nope. Tully got the shoulder up and he didn't count that side.
Okay.
Tully did a good thing by keeping that hair shorter. He's got the bozo look right there.
Yeah, he does, man.
It's like Wahoo's old lady.
Wow. That's pretty,
what?
That's pretty serious.
Oh, you remember?
I don't remember. That's pretty serious. You would say something like that. It's pretty serious.
Here we go. Let's track it.
Oh boy.
The end. Problem with Jake the Snake and especially that snake.
Hey, I don't have a problem with Jake the Snake Roberts, but this isn't the San Diego Zoo. I don't want to see any giraffes or rhinoceroses or pythons or cobras. That's the wrestling match, right, Bundy? You know, so you talk about problems.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart and King Kong Bundy. We don't worry about problems. We worry about solutions. Don't worry about that slimy snake, Anvil. We'll take care of that.
Well, you'll have your opportunity, Jake the Snake Roberts, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Wow, these guys, it's getting crazy back here. Back to you.
Jim the Nivel.
I'm getting crazy back here. Back to you. You are getting crazy. Oh.
Hey, I was just giving the Iggy. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You're going to see a run in here on the program.
On our program or this program?
This program, me and you right now.
Okay.
I guess word has gotten out in my kitchen that I've been in here recording for 10 hours straight.
So the shit's on at your house, right?
No, Mom ain't having it.
Yeah.
Mom's over here helping rattle some pots and pans.
Uh-huh.
She's like, no, I'm taking him something to eat.
Oh, right.
And Megan's like, no, can't go in there. He's recording. She's like, I don't give a damn what he's doing. So my mom's about to do a run in.
That's tremendous. That's a good mom right there.
Yeah. It's better than your mom, you know?
Yeah. Because mine's dead.
Yeah. Let's see your mom do a run in.
Yeah. She wouldn't. She'd be ashes right now.
I was going to say you could go downstairs and get that coffee tin you keep her in.
You know, if I had been up here all day up here in the Bat Cave all day doing a show, and Lois was downstairs and know I hadn't eaten all day, she would have sent me a text. She said, "You want to order something?"
I was wrong. It's not my mom. It's my wife.
Hey, Mrs. Thompson.
How about that?
That's tremendous.
Where's Lois? Lois bringing you shit? I bet not.
Nope. I did get a text recently. It said, "Are you recording again tonight?" I went, "Yeah." She said, "I've got on the schedule here. I'm reading this. I got on the schedule Georgia basketball tonight." And I said, "I don't do Georgia basketball anymore." And by the way, the Georgia basketball game night was canceled at the last minute because of COVID.
How'd you know that if you don't call the games anymore? You don't.
The engineer who does it now followed me, sent me a text. He said, "I got this segment today. Game canceled." I went, ha, 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 ha. Look at old George Gray here, buddy.
That's my daddy.
I'm sorry, what? This is great. This is great video. Seeing you stuff your freaking face. Great video.
Fuck you, Tony. And 3 deviled eggs. It's Thanksgiving.
Okay, 3 deviled. Look, we've got like another hour of the show. You can't wait an hour.
I didn't want to get heat with the fam.
Really? You've never worried about heat in your life with anyone. With anyone.
My mama's in the kitchen. My mother-in-law's in the kitchen. They got both their dogs here. Both of those dogs are girls.
Any cats?
My 2 girl dogs are here. No cats. No cats allowed.
You don't allow cats in your house?
Nope.
Here we go. We're going to have some blood.
I'm allergic, Tony.
To blood?
No. The cats, I thought by now you would have gotten the gimmick.
No, I don't get the gimmick. You're colorblind. You're allergic to cats.
I'm not really, but if I say I am, you won't bring none of your old stinky pussy around here. So I don't know if you've seen, but Abdullah has cut himself over and over with his finger already. It's taped to his finger.
Yep.
He just dabbed his forehead. Boom.
He came in a bleeding.
I saw a one-man gang interview recently where he talked about dealing with Eric Bischoff.
Oh, really? And what did he have? Wait a minute. When did One Man Gang deal with Eric Bischoff? He worked for us.
I love that you don't remember.
I don't. He worked for us in WCW?
He was the U.S. champion.
No.
Yeah.
Boy, some things you just have amnesia about.
He beat Kensuke Sasaki for it.
Okay, so what did he say about working with Eric Bischoff?
He said, that dumb motherfucker didn't even know I worked there. And then you said, what? He worked there?
Well, there you go, gang.
Said I ran into him at an airport in Atlanta because I had to come through Baton Rouge. And when I'm there at the podium, he says, "One man gang?" Like with a question mark. And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I work for your company and I'm going to the tapings that you booked me on." He said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I was your U.S. champion." So then one day they were only booking him like 2 days a week. He went in to talk to Eric and said, "Hey man, you know, I put over Hogan clean in the middle. Happy to do it 100 times for you. But I wanted to see if you could help try to take care of me the same way I've tried to take care of you. I can't pay my bills with what we're doing right now, just booking me on a nightly deal, 2 nights a week. I wanted to see if you could help me out with a contract with, you know, guaranteed income for my family." And he said, Eric stood up, got in a karate stance and said, "We don't do that type of thing around here." And I got mad and said, "Well, sure you do. You got people around here making 150 grand a year and they ain't doing nothing. And I'm willing to work all your shows and do whatever needs to be done. I need some sort of consistent income."
Okay.
And Bischoff said, "No, get out of here. Talk about it later." And they never booked him again.
Wow. And what does Eric say about that? Have you hit Eric with that?
No, I'm going to play it for him on an Eric Fires Back.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have as much fun with it as he does talking about the Honky Tonk Man. I also want to mention something that we got in the mail recently. I got a guitar.
No.
Yeah.
Is this a gimmick guitar that you hit people over the head with, or one that you really play?
It's a real guitar.
You got it in the mail.
Yep.
Did someone that we know, look at the fucking blood. Jeez. Did someone we know send that to you, or did you actually pay good money for it?
Some of our top guys went together, pooled their cash, and sent me a guitar.
For the purpose of?
Giving it to Eric Bischoff.
For the purpose of?
It's autographed.
Oh, got it. From the Honky Tonk Man.
By Jimmy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
By Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
And the Honky Tonk Man.
Wow. Does Eric know it's coming his way?
It's not coming his way.
You're not giving that up.
I'm keeping it.
Okay.
But he's coming through town. So
Okay.
when he's here, I'm going to present it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be faced with a decision. Does he take this guitar back home with him to Cody, Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we do something fun with it and destroy it here and record it and put it on ad-free shows?
You want the latter, don't you?
I'd like to hit you over the head with it.
Really? So it's a gimmick guitar. If you want to hit me over the head with it, it's got.
I don't care about your
look
neck.
at this. Did you see what he's doing?
Yeah, he's eating his own blood.
Oh. So if you want to hit me over the head with it, it's got to be a gimmick guitar. It can't be a real one.
So if I gimmick it, I can do it.
No, you don't gimmick a guitar. You build a guitar gimmicked.
Oh, you can gimmick it after the fact.
Really?
You can take out the back
and put balsa wood.
Yes.
And you want to hit me over the head with it?
Real hard.
I would. I would let anybody hit me over the head with guitar before you.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would.
Even Sean Spears?
Yeah.
Sean Spears bloodied his best friend up.
Yeah, I know.
You trust him more than me.
That's what Sean Spears gets for what his best friend gets for trusting Sean Spears. But I would trust Sean Spears before I would trust you. Just saying.
Why though?
Because you'd want to cold cock me.
Tony, I've been more helpful to you than most of your real life friends.
Yes.
Why would I want to hurt you?
just to see me flop around like a dead fish. Oh yeah, see me flop around like a dead fish, so you could have like Stan record it and put it on ad-free shows and make some money.
No, Stan wouldn't.
There's one thing you like better than your friends, and that's your money. See? No comeback there, huh?
I'm just trying to think of what to say.
But we've all benefited from you liking money, so there you go. Okay.
See, I was like, you're saying that like that's a bad thing.
Right. What the fuck are they doing here?
They're cutting to the crowd, high-fiving.
Okay, because I bet you they've been told to cut to the crowd to stay off of the blood.
By the way, this match gets -2.25 stars. It's written Butcher is either 58 or 63, depending on which driver's license birthday one chooses to believe.
Wow.
Gang is 39. I can't believe Gang's only 39 here. They talked about Gang being a local favorite in Mississippi, and when he came out, there was zero reaction. Butcher came out with manager Honest John Cheatham. Abby juiced heavily. Gang bled buckets. No action at all, but there was a lot of blood. Abdullah used his trusty fork to the forehead, which for some reason looks a lot worse in the context of wrestling today than it did in his heyday. He also delivered the world's slowest elbow drop. Gang then rolled out of the ring, and it was a double count out. Even though neither guy could do a thing, the fans liked seeing all that blood. -2.25 stars. What'd you think? You saw a bloodbath.
Jesus. The fans want to get bled on too.
By the way, this casino was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina and then renovated in 2006 and renamed Hollywood Casino Gulf Coast.
And they were just talking about before that, Hurricane Camille.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Katrina was the big one.
Can I blow your mind right fast?
Please.
You want to guess how many pay-per-view buys this got? We told you what it needed. That it needed
41,000, right? Is what you said.
It needs that to be profitable and move forward.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to say 1,500.
More.
Really more? Okay.
Let me tell you this. More than most TNA pay-per-views. Let me blow your mind on this. More than Starrcade 87.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. That was sabotaged. Okay. 5,000.
Between 27 and 31,000.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it's more than Starrcade 87 in a way.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that was the death knell right there, wasn't it?
Starrcade 87.
Yeah. That
was
it.
The beginning of the end, man. The beginning of the end. I guess we should tell you though, it was so sabotaged. Let me put this in perspective. Starrcade's the granddaddy of them all, right?
Right.
Only 20,000 buys because Vince sabotaged it. But less than 2 months later, they ran Bunkhouse Stampede and the cable systems wouldn't acquiesce to Vince.
Oh,
200,000 buys.
Wow.
So there's no telling what Starrcade 87 would have been, right?
Right.
But yeah, 27 to 31,000, which is more buys than Impact got for a lot of their pay-per-views. Even when they had like Angle and Sting and Hogan.
But they were doing the weekly pay-per-views back then, right?
No, that was the monthly when they were on TV and Spike. They had major TV and had Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Sting and Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. And they were doing like 7, 10, 15,000 buys.
Anybody come up for a reason? Anybody come up with a reason why? They're showing the blood on the format.
Yep. Getting over the DNA there.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful. We're about to get the hepatitis. Think about that. They held a live event, invited fans. No one signed a waiver. And I told you it was a super spreader event. Hepatitis for you. Hepatitis for you. Oh, here we go. Let's track it. They're playing cards.
What's this? I'm telling you right now, the guy's a crook, Jimmy. Here. The guy is a crook and a thief. Go ahead. Come here, man. Let me kill. Hey, Jimmy. Look at that card. Look at the card there, Jimmy. Look at that. Underneath his belt. Look at that, Jimmy. You're the crook, you thieving half-wit, you moron. No, don't point your head at me. Go ahead. Hit him. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Hit the son of a bitch, the dirty button. That's it. Get him back. You'll pay for this, you punk. You'll pay for this. Well, you'll pay for this. You ain't cheating me. Go ahead. You ain't going to cheat me. You dirty moron, you.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka gets his chance against Cowboy Bob Orton momentarily. Captain Lou Albano, the commissioner of Heroes of Wrestling, join us. Let's hear your comment.
Well, first of all, I feel very honored to be the commissioner here, and I'm going to tell you right now, brothers and sisters, wrestling fans throughout the world, 48 years of experience, I will call it like I see it. There'll be no favorites, no partiality. I'll do what I got to do. But tonight, the main thing at hand is the main man, Jimmy Snuka, that flies off the top like a bird, baby, like a bee. And oh, unbelievable. He's up against Bob Orton, that's made some very derogatory remarks about us. He's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a sneak, and got the brain of a BB. And I want to tell you right now, Bob Orton, if you're watching us here, we're ready for you. We're prepared. My man can suplex from his knees, brother. He's so good, so fine. He's so sweet. This is the man of the hour, the man of the power. I'm Captain Lou, and I'm telling to you, look out, look out, look out, Bob Orton, because we're ready, baby. We're ready.
The match coming up, Cowboy Bob Orton against Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Watch it, Snuka. Watch it, Snuka. Watch it, Snuka. We're coming, baby.
What do you think? What do you think?
Terrible shit, man.
One of the worst shows ever.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, here's Randy's dad.
Try to beat a man in an innocent game of cards. Albano, I don't know how you do it, man. Snuka, I know you ain't got the brains. But Albano, how you got that card? How you slipped that card in on me? I don't know, baby. And then stand up and accuse me, Cowboy Bob Orton, of cheating? No way, baby. But I'll tell you what you have done. You've got the Cowboys dander up. Can't wait to step in the ring with you, Snuka. And Albano, stick your nose in there one time. I'll slap you, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll slap you, boy. By the way, thewrestlingestate.com writes, everyone that I talked to mentioned that they had been paid what they were promised or expected, which is certainly a testament to Stone's professionalism. Heroes of Wrestling also ignited the industry's love of nostalgia, inspiring countless reunions, conventions, and fan fests over the past 20 years.
Wow. So this thing was a trendsetter.
WWE would go on to create its Legends program just a few years after the event, taking iconic personas and Hall of Famers and putting them into the current official WWE product offering like action figures, books, DVDs, etc. Plus, WWE continues to tap into nostalgia very well every WrestleMania and Super Show in Saudi Arabia, dusting off stars of yesteryear for another chance in the spotlight. Many of those performers are now the same age or even older than the Heroes of Wrestling participants were back in '99. With barely any advertising, Heroes of Wrestling still did respectable numbers, indicating the market was hungry for a nostalgia project. It's one of those things you never forget because it was so absurd. It's kind of like a merit badge. To be involved in the worst show ever.
Wow. So it was a trendsetter. It started
Rosenblum, the announcer here, by the way, he's still broadcasting sports in Los Angeles. He does a weekly show covering high school and college sports. And he says this event is still what pops up when you Google his name. And it's the one thing in his career that bothers him.
I bet it does.
He would say, you're trying to call things like stupid UCLA, Oregon basketball games or football games, Dutch yelled. No, this is wrestling. Anything goes. I didn't mind the guy, Rosenblum said. He wasn't rude before the show or anything like that, but he was getting hostile during the broadcast. I just didn't sense that he wanted me to be there. I think he could have been a little kinder in working with me. You can't do that stuff on the air. I was in the dark about what to expect. I can't tell if they were acting or not. When you're watching something like this, it's entertainment, but you don't know what's real and what's not. It's wrestling, free for all, no holds barred, and the rules go out the window. What's the difference if I called something a different throw? Did it really matter if I used a different term than they're accustomed to? There were production issues and things changing on the fly. The entire event itself was built around mistakes.
Well, guess what? That's kind of been a hallmark of wrestling, production issues and things being done on the fly in every company, including the WWE.
Right.
But the difference is WWE has a bigger budget and it can get by with some stuff.
The announcer would say, I actually skipped a UFC and Oregon football game to do Heroes of Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
That was a radio game. In my mind, I always put television as a priority. I thought it was an opportunity to expand.
Oh, well, this guy's an idiot.
He graduated from California State University, Northridge in 78. He received the AP Press Award for football reporting in 81, the basketball award from the AP in 85, 89, and 90.
Hey, can I stop?
He did the Olympics, Wimbledon,
Clippers,
UNLV football, UCLA basketball, Canadian football, the softball World Series, beach volleyball, you name it.
Okay. I have and I'm going to send you a picture of it. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to give it to you or give it to Evan to put on ad-free shows. I've got a whole fucking wall of AP awards. I do. Okay. They don't mean fuck all. They never meant fuck all.
Why'd you keep them then, you fucking mark?
Because I'm a mark. Gotcha, didn't I?
Because I said it so assholey and I was expecting a totally different response. I'm like, this is mean, but this is going to set him up for a real fiery comeback. And you were like, well, I mean, I am.
Yeah. I was thinking on my feet on that because I'm giving you how shitty they are. And then you ask me, why do I still have them? All of a sudden it hit me. Why do I fucking still have them? So the only answer I had was, I'm a fucking mark. I told Lois, we went down in the basement. That's my baseball room. And I said, we need to get rid of all these awards. She said, why? I said, because they don't mean a fucking thing. So, but before we take them all down, I'll show you the picture.
Hey, if you're really going to get rid of the awards, can we auction them off for charity legitimately?
Really?
I think a lot of our listeners would love to have an award that Tony Schiavone won, and they would pay good money for it, and it can go to some charity, or it could just go to a garbage pile and do nothing for nobody.
Yeah, no, you're right. We should do that. I've got most of them are framed, and then I got a couple that are like little plexiglass things. So different awards.
Let's talk about this match right here. We've got 11 minutes and 46 seconds. Snuka's 56. Orton is 48. Belts would say they did a cheesy angle before the match where Orton was trying to cheat Snuka at cards, but Albano found Orton hiding cards, and that was the angle. In their day, these guys were really good, and there were actually the two men in the corners of Hogan and T against Orndorff and Piper at the first Mania in 85.
Right.
Orton was one of the best workers of the late 70s and early 80s, and Snuka was the best heavyweight high flyer of his day. That was then. Orton set up a superplex, and for all I know, he was the guy who actually invented the move in the late 70s. But Lou Albano in Snuka's corner held Snuka's ankle so he didn't go over. Orton got a decent amount of heat. Orton went to hit Albano, hit the turnbuckle again, selling his forearm, and Snuka pinned him with a Mil Mascara style crossbody off the top. -1 star.
Snuka just looks terrible here, man.
Well, he's 56.
Yeah, I get it.
After this, by the way, it's the Jake Roberts promo.
Oh, after this match?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one part of the show I don't look forward to seeing. And I read about how they had to redo the main event, or how they had to bring the main event in to make it a tag match because Jake was in such bad shape. But we'll get into that when it happens. But
It's written on the WrestlingEstate.com. Multiple people claim they knew Jake Roberts was in rough shape hours before a scheduled match. According to an anonymous source from Fostone Productions, Stone was told that Roberts was a, quote, loose cannon, but always did his job in the end, end quote. Unfortunately, on this night, Roberts jobbed to his own personal demons. An audible should have been made as soon as Roberts stumbled through his now infamous backstage interview with Michael St. John. I worked with Jake before. He's a really good guy, John says. I knew he had some issues partaking in spirits and drugs, but I didn't know it was to the point of insanity. Jake was high when he got there and higher when he left.
Yeah, I can echo that because I've worked with Jake too, and I really have a good time talking to him. And he really, I'm just so glad that he's found a place. I really am.
He says a line in here. You want to play 21? I got 22. I want to explain that.
Okay.
If you don't play blackjack, you may not be familiar, but in blackjack, it's you versus the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
And the dealer is going to deal to what they call a 17, sometimes a hard, sometimes a soft 17. But the idea is you're both trying to get to 21. If you get a blackjack, which is a face card and an ace,
right,
then boom, you win 1.5 times as much money.
Got it.
In a race to see who can get to 21. It's delicate. 17 is good. 18 is better. 19 is better. 20 is better. 21 is best. 22 and you lose. And when he says, you want to play 21? I got 22. Literally, he's saying, you want to play 21? Because I'll bust and you'll beat me. It makes no sense.
Right. It doesn't.
But anyway, he repeated it for the road to AEW All Out. Just there you go. He was originally scheduled to face Neidhart in the semi-main event. That was changed backstage during the show to include Yoko and King Kong Bundy in a tag match. Shortly before Roberts' match, the referee was told none of the wrestlers were willing to take the pin. Quote, I went into the ring without knowing the finish because there wasn't a finish. Quote, legends don't want to do the job because they feel they cheapen their worth next time somebody wants to book them. According to Lombardi, Neidhart wouldn't take the pin because WWE contacted him and was interested in signing him. Neidhart claimed WWE told him not to lose at the event, although he didn't return to the WWE until the 15th anniversary of Raw 8 years later. He did work for the developmental territory in 2000, though. As far as Bundy and Yoko, it wasn't a matter of them refusing to lose. They were contractually forbidden from it. They had both written in their contracts that they would not be pinned or submitted. And when Roberts walked to the ring to meet Neidhart, he plopped his rented snake in the corner and walked back up the ramp. That's when Henry, who the commentators referred to as Mini Bundy, offered to take the DDP and have the snake draped over him to end the show. Bundy was pissed at Neidhart for refusing the job, but he also didn't want a job either. Neither Bundy nor Neidhart wanted the snake, and Stone wanted the snake spot, so I was the sacrificial lamb. How about that shit?
That is beyond fucked up.
It's written here. Worried about what Roberts might do, Stone ordered the technical director to fade to black. On the bus ride back to the hotel after the show, Henry says Stone ripped him and Lombardi a new one. Michael and I just looked at each other, shaking our heads like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? Michael really did try to do his best with what we had. I don't think it could have been any better than what we tried to do. No matter how bad the main event was or how fucked up Jake was, at least we got out there and had some semblance of a finish. A few days after the event, Roberts wrote a letter to Lombardi apologizing for his actions.
Huh. That's bringing me down. And when I see this interview and see how this match turns out, it's going to bring me down even more.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here on the show, is bring you down.
Thank you very much. How many deviled eggs have you eaten by now?
I just had the 3 in front of you.
After you eat deviled eggs, do you fart?
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Who are you going to ask? Your asshole? Well, I mean, what? You don't know when you fart?
I could ask Megan. I could ask my mother.
Hey, you know what? Are you lactose intolerant?
No.
Okay.
I'm very
Fine.
tolerant of all peoples.
Okay. No.
Black or toast or
no, lactose. Lactose.
Yeah, I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them. You know,
no,
I don't
that's milk. That's milk. That's a milk intolerance.
I don't think you can say that. You know, I don't prefer color labels like that.
So anyway, when I eat ice cream or something or milk, or I get gas, and I've been taking some fiber additives, and the gas has been terrible. Is this the finish? You feel on him?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh, did he get up? Boy, that was a shitty count. Wow, this is pretty bad too. Ace, come on up, Ace, get up. Is Snuka really going to go up top? Really? At what, 56 you said right here?
Yep.
Oh, man. I didn't think that would happen.
Oh, he did it the very next year against Jeff Jarrett. Y'all had him on Nitro.
We did?
He jumped off the top of the cage and gave Jeff Jarrett a concussion so bad he couldn't walk.
Mm.
But Snuka was fine. I mean, he's probably doped up out of his fucking head.
Well,
how much, hypothetically, you had to like weigh it on a scale. How many pounds of drugs do you think this roster did over the years?
Oh my God.
Let's appreciate Janetti's here. Jake, Neidhart. Oh,
I can't put a number on that. I don't know what.
Snuka. We know Tully Blanchard did cocaine at least one time.
Right.
Once. Maybe more. I don't know.
There it is.
You happy with this?
Happy it's over.
That's what she said.
Yes, sir. I've heard that many times. So here we go, huh?
We're ready for the main event. I mean, the real main event, not the match, the promo. And then I think he's going to come down to the ring and start rubbing his chest, trying to get these ladies involved. Can you imagine what Jake's female fans were like here in 1999?
Yeah, I can. I can imagine what they were like in the 80s.
I just imagine here they're at least a little older.
Right. 10 years older. Bob took a pretty good bump there. That's not too bad. I've seen worse in this show. Boy, the replay guy. Holy shit.
It's so many. Why do we think we need this many?
I don't know, man.
Meltzer did say it would be fun since he acted like he hurt his forearm if they booked another show and he came out with a cast on that arm again. That'd be good stuff.
Snuka, brother. Think of all the dark side of the rings that I saw. That was like, I don't know. It was one of the more interesting, more disturbing ones. You know,
when did you first hear that he was a murderer?
I guess I read it during the court appearances or whatever he had.
Oh, so you didn't know back in the day?
No, I didn't. No, not at all. I don't know how many people really did back in the day.
Well, let's track it. I don't want to miss a minute of this Jake Roberts thing. We're about
All
to
right, tracker, baby.
Jake Roberts and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and of course the big one, the former Yokozuna and King Kong Bundy. And speaking of Jake the Snake Roberts, he's with our man Michael St. John.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back here I have a man of legendary proportions, a man, Jake the Snake Roberts. He is a man that you all recognize. He's a legend. Come on, Jake, get on in here. The folks want to hear from you.
Well, I'll say right now, it's just, you know, you're in a casino, everybody says, well, gosh, the casino, you should gamble. Let me tell you something, Anvil. You don't want to play cards with me because I'll cheat, okay? I cheat. You want to play 21? I got 22. You want to play blackjack? I got 2 of those too. You want to play aces and eights? Maybe I got too many of those too. Bottom line is this, you do not gamble with me. The only time you should gamble is this. Listen to me. When you walk in a casino and you want to gamble, the main thing is you should realize this. To gamble, you must accept losing. I don't accept losing. And neither does Damien. Damien, my friend. My friend Damien is right here. You see Damien?
Yeah, he just stuck his head out at it.
Nice pile of snake, huh?
Oh.
You don't want to see us, do you?
Well, I
Let me
know.
show you something.
Yeah, that's
Let me
okay,
show you
Jake.
something. No, I tell you what, Anvil. Go ahead, Anvil. Roll the dice. Mr. Cameraman, get your ass back up here. Hello? I'm talking to you. Get the camera back up here. That is not what you need to worry about, Anvil. The bottom line is this. When the DDT comes, then the snake comes out. Worry about the DDT. 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 Think about it.
A man of his word, Jake the Snake Roberts. Back to ringside.
Tony?
That's bad. Now, you said on a recent AEW promo, he said, you played 21, I got 22.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he said that just kind of a nod to himself that he's past that now.
Of course. I didn't say, that's what I.
Yeah, I mean, that's when I heard him say it again, and I heard, of course, I've seen this interview before. I just, it's a terrible story, but it's a great story. Have you seen the resurrection of Jake Roberts? Jake the Snake?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, what's up with Weird Ass Louie?
I don't want to talk about him.
Come out of left field.
I really don't.
I didn't see any of that coming.
Yeah. I really wish I could, but I don't think I should. So.
No, we agree.
Just,
my bad. Didn't mean to put you in a bad spot.
No, you haven't put me in a bad spot. I just think that, bad things happen all around. And you know what? What's the common ground of bad things happening here in 2020? What's the common ground?
I don't know.
Go ahead. You can say it. Fucking Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fucking social media. That's the common ground for bad things happening. Damn it. So anyway, here we go. Now this match is going to break down, obviously, and then they're going to end up being a tag match, right?
Yeah, we're starting with Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Jake the Snake Roberts. Meltzer say this is a major league mess. It was billed as Roberts versus Neidhart and Yoko versus Bundy. The original plan was Roberts to beat Neidhart clean with the DDT, but then turned into a tag.
Right.
And he said it's because they were realizing Bundy couldn't do much against Yoko on his own. Let's track this with Jake, because this is going to be a moment here.
For his opponent, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
And he's thinking right now, he's thinking how to get the best of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That snake, Damien, I've had it laid on me before, and it is not a pleasant experience. We see all kind of wrestling media around the ring tonight. We see Pro Wrestling Illustrated Wow magazine. We see a lot of people represented tonight from the wrestling media, flash bulbs popping all over the place, and a lot of print writers, a lot of internet people around here tonight. But this right here, this is the heart of Snake Country right here.
Well, this is an historic night, the first ever Heroes of Wrestling. And Jake the Snake Roberts, very, very crafty, maniacal, devilish, and calculated.
Wait a minute, he walked back to
one of his great calculations is to have that snake with him.
Wait a minute, he walked back. Look, to me, this has got to be a psychological ploy. If you ask me,
Exactly what it is.
He left Damien at ringside, knowing Jim the Anvil Neidhart is not going to mess with that snake. He can leave the snake there. The snake is unprotected, but the snake can protect itself.
Well, the Anvil does not appear to be bothered by it all.
Well,
he's raising his arm saying, this doesn't bug me one iota.
Well, it shouldn't bug him because the snake is still in the bag. Yeah, he's still safe.
Here comes Jake the Snake Roberts back. Right now, the battle of the psychological warfare here.
Now, Jake the Snake, have you ever heard the story of his life? He's led a very interesting life. And he'll tell you by his own admission, he's made a lot of mistakes.
Conrad, give me the story of him walking back again. Walking out, walking back. What was that story?
Watch this.
People here, they love Jake the Snake.
He was one of the first to come to Casino Magic. He's been waiting a few days for this match. Just waiting to get it.
Whoa.
Talk to me.
What's the story about him walking out and then walking back again?
He's drunk, Tony.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Playing to the crowd, doing some crowd work.
Yeah. Pointing at the snake. I like how Dutch said, that's an unprotected snake. I'm thinking, yeah, I know how that is.
By the way, Meltzer would say, Neidhart, after agreeing to the finish for weeks, showed up in 30 minutes before, refused to do the job. There was a report that he found out in between times that he would be starting with the WWF to join up with Bulldog, but that isn't confirmed. But that was his reason for not wanting to do the job. He and Bundy both refused to have the snake put on him, which is why Mike Henry, a much smaller Bundy lookalike who worked backstage at the show, came out with the announcers, wondering if he was Bundy's son, to take Yoko's Samoan drop and then have the snake put on him after the match. For the record, Bundy's 41, Neidhart's 44, Jake is 44, Yoko is 33.
God.
Yoko looked to be every bit of 600 pounds. Roberts had impressed upon the promoters that he saw this promotion as his last chance to do something in wrestling, was totally clean, doing promo work throughout the Southwest, doing everything and more asked of him. He did a spot on Fox News Channel talking about how he's going to try to help clean up wrestling, and he looked totally clean on that as well. During the day, he got word that his wife was looking for $5,000 in back child support, knowing he'd have money coming in because he was getting a good payday here, and apparently he was faced with going back to jail if he didn't come up with the money. He disappeared into his private dressing room and emerged as a new person. With everyone fighting about the finish at this point, Jake volunteered to do the job to stop the argument. He got a huge pop coming out, far bigger than anyone else on the show. He did an interview where it was the bad Jake, if you know what I mean. When he came to the ring, he was staggering and had this old woman in the crowd fondle his chest. The match was worse than horrible. Jake, the man who wants to clean up wrestling, a sport he won't let his kids watch, took the snake, stuck it between his leg like it was a huge erect you-know-what, and acted like he was jacking himself off. He French kissed the snake at another point. Mainly, he laid on his back and was selling. Bundy interfered right in front of the ref, and they doubled on Jake. Yoko came out and stood in the corner for several minutes as Jake staggered around and looked like the state just before death. Finally, Yoko tagged in, threw a punch to Neidhart and another to Bundy, and they bumped into each other once. Bundy splashed Jake for the pin, and after the match, the cameras went to black. The reason was that Jake put the snake in his trunks and it slithered like, well, you know what. When the cameras came back on, the snake was on Mike Henry, -3 stars. So you got a drunk guy who's jacking off a snake here, and he still thought this was 457 stars better than the Nikolai Volkoff Iron Sheik Bushwhacker match.
Whoa. Hey, so Where did I read that? I don't know if you read that and I didn't. I don't know. Where did I read that Jake was trying to take his clothes off at the end of it? They went to black.
Well, yeah, because he put the snake in his pants.
Okay. All right.
Your boy, Scott Keith, gave this match -10 stars.
All right. Who is my boy, Scott Keith?
Blogadoom.com.
Blogadoom.com?
Blogofdoom.com.
He gave it how many stars?
-10.
There's the snake. Okay. Well, I'm sure, Scott, I'm sure knows a lot about wrestling.
Oh, he's a big fan.
Yeah. Is he a fan of this?
Did you grab your penis right there?
No. Is he a...
Well, it sounds like, is he a fan of this? Like, that's like something you'd do.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, Scott, you a fan of this motherfucker? It sounded like Taz there, didn't it?
Captain Lou, Taz, and you, Scott.
Right here, Scott. I got your python right here.
It's like that De Niro movie where De Niro's selling cars and the people come in and they start trying to talk. He's like selling them a Lexus or trying to. And the guy's like asking about how much it is and blah, blah, blah. And he's trying to overcome all the objections. And he's like, hey, why don't you go buy a fucking Honda? And the guy gets offended and he says, I'd like to speak to the manager. He says, oh, you want to speak to the manager? And he grabs his dick and he says, here's the manager. What do you want to say to him? And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
There's the dick.
Can you believe this is real? There it is. He's whacking it off.
And Neidhart's had enough.
People in the crowd don't know what to think about. Not only is this Jake, but it's Jake jacking off a snake.
Yeah. Now this is where he's making out with a snake.
Let's see what the announcers are saying. Let's track it.
I'm looking at that snake. Well, what do I know? I look like I'm some kind of snake doctor or something. How do I know? Wait a minute. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Vile. That man is vile.
Look at the boots. Look, you notice the boots he's got on?
That many had to kill a snake to get the boots. And I bet Damien doesn't know he killed it. Oh, stop it.
How about him flicking his tongue around at the snake, dude?
Yeah, that's beyond gone.
When he's walking around backstage at Dynamite with his shirt off, is he telling stories?
No, he doesn't walk backstage with his shirt off at Dynamite. And he stays very much to himself and talks to the young guys. He's very much a model citizen.
Goddamn shirt off.
Huh?
What's wrong with him taking his shirt off?
You don't need to take your shirt. Why should you take your shirt off? First of all, everybody's got the mask on.
Yeah, but you can't get it from nipples, Tony.
You sure? There's so much.
Dude, if you could get it from nipples, I'd have been had it.
There's so much misinformation out there. How do you know? How do you freaking know?
Because I can read. I can read.
You can read? Yeah? Well, read. Read this.
Read this. I'm sorry. Let me do it for Tony. Read this. Read it. Is it true that the reason you don't see
No, it's not true, as a matter of fact.
How come whenever I say that you just cut me off?
Because I knew you're going down that rabbit hole that we don't need to go down on this show.
I'll go down whatever holes up. Back up. Your house ever get hot?
What's that?
Does your house ever get hot?
Yeah.
My house is hot right now.
Really?
Yep. Must mean they're in there rattling them pots and pans. I run a tight ship around here.
And we're just trying to find out. We're trying to find out on this end while you've got people cooking for you. We're trying to find out what to order.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, last night, my mother-in-law, who's a great cook, made some sort of pasta with shrimp in it. But then the main event was like this homemade meatball.
Yeah.
But it was like lighter and fluffier. It had like a little bit of rice in it. It felt like it's the best. Right. It's one of the best things I've ever had. And
yeah.
She just made it in my kitchen just because it was Wednesday or Tuesday.
You're a homemade meatball.
I'm a homemade meatball.
Yes, you are.
Let me see your meatballs, Tony.
No, I'm in the middle of this match. They picked it up here a little bit.
Yeah, Neidhart's doing his best.
Yeah,
It says a lot about a match when Neidhart's the best performer in it.
But there's Bundy on the apron.
Why is he standing by the snake? Oh, because I guess he's Neidhart's tag team. No, that would make any sense. He's Neidhart's tag team partner, so he should be in the other corner. What the fuck, Bundy?
Yeah, that's the old pop of the bird.
By the way, your boy Scott Keith says this is why Sting and Hardy was 90 seconds long. This is easily the most depressing and worst match you'll ever see. In fact, it's technically the most depressing 2 matches. You know, if Jake had been sober, this show wouldn't be remembered as bad, but not a disaster. Truth be told, there was some fun to be had here. The opening tag was a match that would not have been out of place on Raw. Scorpio and Fantastico was fun. Tully and Lane looked like they could still go, even if they weren't working well together. And if you're a CZW vampire, Abby and Gang was your cup of tea. But 3 horrible matches drag this one way, way down and show you why we will still invoke it as the gold standard by which all stupid shows are measured. If you survive this, you can survive anything Vince throws at you. On the Scott Keith scale of burn it, avoid it, skim it, watch it, or binge it, I feel safe giving this the nuke it from orbit.
Okay. That's really, really nice. Well written there, Scott. Good job of writing.
How about Yokozuna?
Is he still writing?
Yes, he is. He reviews our podcasts.
He does?
Yeah, he personally thinks you suck a dick.
Well, there you go, Scott. That's what we have in common.
Oh, you think you do too?
No, he thinks I do, and I know he does.
He didn't really say that. I was just fooling.
No, see, what? I'm sorry. Were you a lie right there? Is that something different than you've done tonight that you've been doing the last couple of months on our podcast, lying about me?
Let me give you a headline from last year. You ready for this? Is Tony Schiavone the comeback of the year for 2019?
Baloney.
That's what he wrote.
Well, I'm not.
You don't think you were the comeback of the year last year?
No. Although 2019 was a great year for me. It's amazing how great a year 2019 was. And then we fell off the face of the earth in the United States in 2020. We were still able to do something. Still able to come up with wrestling shows every week. There's King Kong Bundy's son, who looks more like a smaller version of Roadkill, doesn't he?
He looks just like Bundy. Mini Bundy. Dude, how about Yoko's ass meat?
Yeah, God.
That ass meat's something else, dude.
It's Major League ass meat is what that is, Conrad. Look
Why
at
did
Jake's-
Jake just go for a roll up? Oh, they're on the same team, but Jake don't know that.
Wow.
Is he selling or just drunk or both?
Yeah, probably both.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Man, Neidhart's having to like drag him dead weight style to bite his head.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, he's in another world, dude.
Yeah. You know, as terrible as this show is, and as much fun as we've been making about a lot of things, this is real disturbing.
Yeah.
And the good news is there's a silver lining in this cloud, if I can use that old cliche, but there's a good end of the story. And a lot has to be said about him bouncing back and DDP. I think right there, I think Anvil, I don't think that was a working chair. I think he really cracked him on his head. And I think he's going to do it again. Oh, watch this. Well, he kind of glanced on the side that time. Oh, Lordy. The good news is there's Only 5 minutes left in the show, Conrad.
Yeah, I'm glad it's coming to an end. How about you?
Oh, Bundy really whacked him.
Yeah, that was a real shot.
Oh my God.
Working boots after, but a real shot.
I know. That's one of those. He hit him with the chair and he realized, man, I was pissed off. I hit him with a chair and I hit him real hard. I better just back it down a little bit here. You know, Bundy's one of the few guys I never worked with.
Oh man, he didn't even get in the ring. Just hit the bottom rope.
Yeah.
Neidhart actually looks like he's in pretty decent shape here.
Mm-hmm.
He always had that barrel chest. And baby Bundy trying to get the heat on Jake, or at least communicate with him. Please wake up.
It's amazing. You look at this and you look at the 4 performers in the ring, and the only one still with us is Jake Roberts.
Would you have ever guessed?
No, sir. Not at all. Not at all. And again, a testament to him just
his redemption story.
His redemption. Very good.
You know, that's the thing. Well, yeah, we're looking at a bad moment in Jake's life, but it is a happy ending. I mean, it does have a good,
of course,
good finish to this story.
Yep.
He kicked out at 2 3/4.
Sure did. And you can't take away what he meant to the business prior to these moments. I mean, obviously he was a real big star for Vince.
Yeah, his promos were great. And how great was
tremendous
the theme song?
Absolutely. And there are that you really need to see. I mean, it's really pretty cool. On the network, there's some old Mid-Atlantic wrestling shows from like 80 and 81.
Yeah.
Jake Roberts and Barry Windham, Blackjack Mulligan Jr. and Jake the Snake Roberts, tag team partners, just 2 kids. Both had cowboy hats on.
Oh, hit him with the big boot here. His own boot. I think this is going to be the finish here. Let's track it.
They're going to strip him naked before the night's over. Both boots are off now. Laying on his
2 count. Kicking out at the last moment was Jake the Snake Roberts, saving it for the time being. They're taking turns. Bundy will stay here. Mr.
Wait a minute.
Angley, you work on him.
He low bridge Bundy. He low bridge.
Right into the
Wait a minute. Now let's
down below.
Let's see if he can. Oh man!
Finally, the former Yokozuna's in. A great shot by the Snake.
Oh, he sent him flying. Bundy down. Neidhart getting some. He's getting hammered by Yokozuna, but the 1,000-pound war. We still. How are we going to settle that?
He's the size of Mount Fuji, and he is hammering the anvil into submission.
And he's erupting right now, too.
All the while, Bundy and Jake the Snake are mixing it up.
He's got him in the short ribs again. A big splash.
That's 500 pounds. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Bundy pinned him.
But he wasn't the legal goddamn man. Are we not even paying attention to the rules?
I don't know, JR, are they?
They need some fucking tag ropes is what they need. Actually, there is a tag rope there. I see it right there.
I see it, but they weren't using it. What good's a tag rope if you don't use it?
Hell, they're not even pinning a legal man. What are you talking about?
This must be luchador rules.
Yeah, it was. That's the original
original luchador.
Yeah, original Lucha Bros right there.
Oh.
That's Pinto on the right, Phoenix on the left. Now they're chanting DDT, DDT. Oh, Titty Meat Jones here is ready for a DDT, DDT.
Did you say Titty Meat Jones? Titty Meat Jones.
That's going to be a shirt soon. Look, he got tired of waiting. He was like, I was going to give you that, but here.
Ooh.
Big drop.
Ooh, can't work that, boys.
That feels less than good. Getting the snake out.
Let's
track it. See what we can hear.
Oh, here comes the python.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. There he goes. Oh.
He laid the python on little Bundy.
What if that snake ate that guy? What if he just started chewing him and, the snake's got a big belly after about 10 minutes?
I wouldn't want to be little Bundy.
So he put the snake in his pants.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretending like it's his peepaw.
Mm-hmm. Go to black, fade back up on graphics.
And Jake's laying down. What'd you think?
Well, disturbing.
Is that it?
Yeah. So this was the beginning of the nostalgia era, right?
$20. Let's run through that.
Okay.
$19.95.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do the quick math here. They think
Okay.
there's 31,000 buys at best times $19.95. So your total gross would have been $618,450 divided by 2. Best case, you made $309 on pay-per-view here.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but what was the payout?
What do you mean? Oh, what was he paying the guys?
Yeah.
Well, how much could it have been?
Well, let's say he's paying Jake $5,000.
So worst case was $269.
Okay.
I'm just saying 269 was the 27,000 revenue number. So I'm just saying he's got insurance, he's got satellite hookup, he's got airfare, he's got hotels, he's got paydays for everybody.
Yeah.
He's got security.
Yeah.
He's got some
did?
backstage staff, some promotion people. Obviously he's got production. Those lights and cameras don't rent themselves.
And that's your biggest ticket.
Yeah, for sure. He
Right.
lost money, but I don't know that he lost an absolute shit ton.
Yeah.
What do you think he lost? $100,000?
Oh yeah, I think every bit. I think that's the bottom number.
What do you think the most he lost would be?
I'm thinking the production value of that. I think that was $250,000 just in production.
Oh, okay. So he took it on the chin for literally every other expense then.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, he probably lost $250,000-$300,000.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we're not losing any money here. We're having fun
Thank
talking
God.
about dumb shit.
Fight Plus is the ultimate digital platform for live sports and entertainment, and they're now offering a free 7-day trial at tryfight.com. Fight Plus is packed with a premium live event schedule, over 1,000 hours of live action every year, and a library of more than 4,000 hours on demand, plus exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. Fight is a great partner of ours. They support us, so let's support them. Give that free 7-day trial a shot, and you'll be a member for life. That's tryfight.com. TRYFITE.com.
Hey guys, Eric Bischoff here, and just want to call a quick timeout. I want to tell your listeners about what I've been telling everybody at over at 83 Weeks for quite a while now, about all the cool things that are happening over at adfreeshows.com.
An all-new edition of The Insiders is here, as Conrad welcomes David Zahadi, the man behind so many iconic video packages WWF fans grew up on, including one that left Vince in tears.
You got it. And Conrad, I swear, I walked outside the studio, and Vince was sitting down on the concrete floor, crying hysterically, just saying thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. I went up to the control cabinet, he says, good job, can't wait to see it. 15 minutes later in the stairwell, Vince is still sitting down in a different spot now, crying, saying thank you. Thank you.
Jim Johnston created the soundtrack for generations of WWE fans, with some of the most iconic themes in history. Jim sits down with Conrad to take us behind some of those classic themes, including The Ultimate Warrior.
And then I recorded that. And then just over that, you're just doing. It's so simple, but that's what felt like him.
That's just a small taste of what we've got waiting for you with 4 levels to choose from. See for yourself why ad-free shows is the best value in wrestling today. Sign up now at adfreeshows.com.